Memphis in June, a shady veranda under Sunday blue sky. Memphis in June, and my cousin Miranda, she's making a blueberry pie.
Looking out my back door. There you go.
Perfect.
Me.
Okay.
I can see the clock.
Welcome to Axe to Grind, a hardcore podcast. I'm Patrick.
The Hardcore Podcast. And I'm Tom. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
I just
I
swept
think
over
about
Bob.
this
They
a
know
lot.
who we are.
I think about this a lot. Are we sticking by the no shout outs?
What do you mean?
Like we don't.
Was that a thing?
Well, one time we were like, it's so our idea.
Oh,
of,
to other podcasts?
yeah, because our idea of competition is like a fun one where we're like, nah, I'm not shouting you out,
yeah,
but we don't
yeah.
actually. We want everybody to win. You know,
Like we're
yeah.
all in the same team, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna.
I'm trying to start a podcasting network.
Oh, there you go.
No, I'm not,
Oh,
but we
all
could.
We've talked about,
But-
no.
Worst possible timeline, as you were.
Yeah.
Take them all in.
Patrick and Amelia do the Kama Sutra. How's that going?
That one, I don't know if I really want on mine.
We got a new episode coming. No pun intended.
Yeah, but here's the deal. He
All right,
does.
so we're
it's-
starting over.
So in typical Patrick fashion, he kills his audience. He inoculates the audience before they get a chance to listen to it. Amelia's brilliant, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
doesn't let your weird like fucking
No, she's
sex
good.
game like ruin her ability to come off and
She's
talk
good.
about. You guys talk about real stuff. So you know what you should do is the style like notes like, oh, we talk about this from here to here, and then everything else is starts here.
But
So
here's
that
the
someone
thing.
like Tom could go, I don't want to
I'm not
listen to
a
your story
Puritan.
about. Well, no, but you don't really care about hearing Patrick talk about him trying to have a foot job,
Yeah.
No, I do not.
right? So, but the rest of that episode
Wasn't
pretty
great.
good. Pretty good.
Thank you. Well,
It wasn't great. I'm sure Amelia would be thrilled to know that her
no, she would cop to it. Not
arches were not great.
She would. She cop to it. Not. Be, it's just not a great. It's a weird experience for people that are into it. God bless. But
Honestly,
damn.
yeah, that's a good one to be into if
Damn.
you got it. But yeah.
So look.
Anyways,
what is
so
fa-
so
what's
what?
happening?
Let's talk about. You know what? This is a nice time. We are going to shout out. So we should shout out our friends at Overnight Drive.
Overnight Drive.
Andrew, huge helper. When I did try to play part of an episode once with our friend Mac Miller because I thought they were prank calling Mac Miller, but they were prank calling somebody else that's Mac something.
Macklemore.
Macklemore, maybe. No, something else. Patrick literally walked out of the room because he's so committed to the bit of never hearing it.
You've never listened.
Never heard it once.
Hans and Andrew
Never heard
And
it
it's
once.
it is quite good.
People
It's
love
funny.
it.
They're
People love
clever.
it, but I've never heard it once.
They're
Okay,
clever.
so what other, as you were,
Yes, our
Our
homeboys
boys.
from Chicago.
yeah.
Epic dudes who have been doing their thing for a long minute and have
Hardcore,
had and have had me as a guest.
Yeah, you guys got to get better, but you've been doing it.
I haven't heard a recent episode.
It's good, but I think they're
this is your
we're
competitor.
pushing
You're
you.
pushing them. Okay.
Only Posers Don't Listen is a local New Jersey one. They need to get better. Talk about music more. Just talk about music more, guys.
See, this is good because I shit talk on because playing music currently, I shit talk other current acts,
Yeah.
and it's
So you can get in on this. Huh?
and some people like that, some people don't like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
but you're doing it on the podcast.
Yeah,
level.
I'm not worried about it.
Respect.
Because it's this positive peer pressure. Shout out to people who get that. Ill Street News, I haven't heard you, but I actually respect what they do. I think that dude's been doing it for a long time, and I actually, that's the one I'm most interested to listen to. I think he has the most guests I'm curious about. Brooklyn Blast Furnace, good, but if you can't deal with accents, you're screwed. That dude's got the heaviest accent.
What? I don't have an accent.
You do. He makes you look like you're from like
Really?
Hempstead. Yes. Oh my.
From
goodness.
Hempstead. God.
I can't believe it. Like you might be. Yeah. Like you're
Jimmy, don't listen.
You're North Fork of Jace
Jeez.
compared to his accent. What other ones are out there?
So this one is not of the culture. I just want to give
course.
this a shout out. There's a BBC one that has
Oh, here we go.
gripped me. Intrigue, second season, The Rat Line, which is the most British thing I've ever listened to because it is the son or grandchild of a family that was exterminated at concentration camps, forming a friendship with the son of the man who made the order. And then they go around Europe, and it's him finding overwhelming evidence that this guy's father did these atrocities.
Oh, wow.
And the son rationalizing and having this intense cognitive dissonance where he'll be like, look, here's your father signing the order for the extermination of 50 Jews. And then the guy will say, but you see, it speaks to his humanity because he notes it's with regret. And it's like,
regret.
But it is so fucking like, it's so British for this like this funny sort of like dialogue between these two people that their only thing they have in common is a horror.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I really, really enjoy it. Everybody should check that out.
Okay, I'm going to shout out Open Floor Podcast. It's a basketball podcast. It's probably the best one. No, mine. We can talk about. I think my name for the podcast that I'm going to do is going to be Shoot Your Shot. That's a cool name. Right?
What about New York Hardcourt?
Oh, that's good.
Hardcore.
That was my basketball team.
That's awesome. I can't because I'm not.
New Jersey Hardcourt. Dude.
I know, but
No?
I'd like to be more national.
The branding is
there's no New Jersey team.
Okay, yeah,
you know.
yeah. All right.
Fair.
Open Floor, Zach Lowe podcast. If you like sports, listen to those. And you probably know about them already.
I like Going Off Track. They haven't done one in a minute.
Going Off Track. What it's about?
It's,
Trains?
Yes. I was like, no, it's Jonah from Alternative Press.
Oh, yes. Jonah Bayer.
Yeah, and he had like Blake from Jawbreaker on.
Uh-huh.
Insane. Like how he got arrested.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
dude's stories are pretty wild.
it's pretty fun crazy. I also have no relation to these folks, but I actually really enjoy it. And they put out a podcast like every 6 months, it feels like.
Right.
Have you listen to Henry and Heidi?
No, yeah.
With Henry Rollins
yeah.
and his like assistant Heidi. It's actually really cool.
They have an interesting relationship, it seems like.
Yeah, very friendly, very collegial. But it's like, him telling stories about like him going to like hang
Good
out
shit.
with like Bill Shatner, William Shatner, or like how he wrote, how the Rollins band stuff came together. How it's actually kind of interesting.
Super.
Yeah, I mean he likes the smells of his own farts,
Yeah.
but like it's pretty interesting. Listen.
I think
He's from Washington, D.C. They all do.
he's at that place right now where you just got to accept him for who he is because I struggle with how much he loves his farts. I do.
You know what I mean? Like,
but,
for lack of a better term, I feel
Right.
it's like, all right, I get it, bro.
But now I'm in. You know what I mean? Like it's been long
Yeah.
enough that I accept you. You know what I mean? You are who you are.
On the comic book tip, Bendis Assembled. Shout out to those dudes. I don't know how many people listen. They've gone through they're halfway through Brian Michael Bendis' run on Avengers. They do each issue, and what they do is they release 5 episodes a week, one every day.
What?
Like 30 minutes. But what they do, they just pre-record a bunch.
Yeah.
And they summarize, but talk about it. I like it a
Should
lot.
we start doing that?
We could.
Just do like a daily. I want to give a shout out to the Daily, Michael Barbaro.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to Rachel Maddow.
Yeah. Good.
I listen to her podcast.
No, yeah,
every
you always
morning.
post these podcasts, and I see it. Yeah, you
Because
guys
I'm a
do.
dork.
See,
That's good.
It's like subliminal messaging.
so rap news moves so fast that things are daily.
I'm not going to front, though. You know what, though? Joe Budden going to Spotify kind of fucks me up.
Well, I don't use
It's a
Spotify
separate-
on the like walking around. So
It kind of fucks. And he'll, like, every once in a while, you'll get, like, a new Joe Budden, and it's just him telling you to go to Spotify.
on the iTunes podcast.
Yeah. So
yeah.
it kind of fucks me up. But, like, I'm sure it hasn't affected him adversely.
No.
But it's, like, it's exclusively on Spotify. So,
Do you
like,
listen to any podcasts on Spotify? I was talking about this with someone.
you know what?
That's the only one.
Him. So then, like, I went through, and there's other ones on there that I would listen to on here that I was like, all right, I might as well just fucking subscribe to it.
Sure.
And maybe,
Maybe you check 'em out.
Yeah, but it's he does now it's two a week.
Yep.
And they're like 2 hours each.
Yep.
It's pretty impressive.
I mean, it is their primary source of income now, though. For,
they
for
did
the
get
other
the
two
bag.
dudes, yeah.
Did we do the math? Somebody was doing the math with me about Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, it's
doing
fucking
well.
insane.
Somebody
Like
was doing the
million.
Yeah.
Like-
Good for you, Joe.
Yeah.
Weird
Stop
looking.
having fucking weird,
Issues.
semi-sketchy people on your fucking podcast.
I think you got to have him on at some point.
Yeah,
You
but
can't have
I feel like he kind of like goes along with whoever's in front of him. Like if you have like a lefty, he's like, I know Trump, man. But then you have like Milo, and he's like, fuck, man. Like it's
You're right too.
yeah, like
See, but for a dude like Joe, it's hard because he's not like
Because Republicans buy sneakers. I mean, listen to podcasts.
No. He's like, so I've seen a ton of criticism of his over the years. So I actually deep dived on him to see like, okay, what's real?
he's a mook.
He's just a dude that like wants to smoke weed, has an occasional conservative viewpoint, and like mostly is a like keep your hands off me, whatever you want to do is cool sort of guy. And so
But you can tell he's like straining not to say something stupid.
Yeah.
that would get him in trouble.
I mean, that's me.
Dude, he's a lot worse than you.
Let's move it on. What's the
Let's
other
talk
ones?
about Khabib and Connor.
Yeah. Oh, we should talk about.
I
that.
don't. All I followed was the tweets.
Yeah, so
what
do
I saw was I want to shout out one other podcast,
Sure.
Myths and Legends, that
Oh,
Amelia
sure.
turned me on.
Yeah, Amelia
Cool.
loves that one.
Yeah, it's good. Good. Any other ones? History of Westeros, Bald Move, Game of Thrones podcast. Podcasts are cool. Listen to them. Listen to hardcore ones.
Do
listen to ours
younger
first.
people now listen to podcasts, or is it old folks?
It's both. I think.
I'm
I think
curious.
young people are checking it, and young people. Is it a lame thing to listen to podcasts?
No, but it is a.
Or is it rote to even talk about it?
It's like a 28 plus thing.
That's right.
Because what's insane, and look, if you're a young person listening to this, write us, explain yourself. The fact that you would gravitate towards YouTube, which is an inherently cumbersome medium.
It's a terrible platform.
Yeah, it's terrible.
You can get all our podcasts there, by the way.
See, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Except
9 people watching it probably because it's comparatively.
No.
Just
100%,
because it's like
it's just a lot. It's just
not a good.
No,
you have
like-
to pay extra if you want to like not have it on
in the
your
background,
screen.
I agree
Like
with that.
it's
to me, it's rather confusing. This format lends itself to you walking around, you driving, you etc. Do you actually want a screen of the thing happen? Like,
I think
Right.
young people do, but it's more like you don't talk about. It's less talked about. I don't know.
it's like
I like
the-
live podcasts. Like I'll watch.
Oh, yeah.
I'll watch the Button one on YouTube because it's them talking.
Right.
It's not just like here's a static screen for 2 hours. It's
Right.
like them interacting,
Yeah.
and you kind of
I do like. I'll give credit. I'm going to shout out my other one. One last one. Giraffe Fields. It's a video game podcast, and that dude does Twitch stuff. Bill listens to the podcast.
No shit.
Yeah, and he does retro video games. It's cool. He kind of connects it with his own personal history, which is
Sure.
cool. And he'll do the multi-platform, like he does Twitch stuff. So streams.
Yeah, that's
so it makes
more
sense
fun.
for
Like
it.
it's a visual medium as well.
So I don't know. I think podcasts are pretty universal, but maybe we're wrong.
I mean, I feel like you can learn so much stuff. Like if
Or
you
you
really
know-
want to like, or not, you can learn as much as you'd like.
I agree.
I'm on the fence because I thought for a while that it was going to be like Google, where there wouldn't be a single topic
Not covered.
Yeah, not covered.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
I sorry for anybody that knows. I really want a history of the Congo podcast, and I can't find it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
so if you can find that for
True.
me, you let me know.
When it's Bowery Boys, which is not about the Congo, but that's actually if you ever want to.
Oh,
learn
that
about New
history
York.
one. That's the
It's
one.
awesome.
That's the one about the city. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about New
Okay,
York.
so anybody see the fight?
I saw through Twitter. I've seen almost the whole thing.
Same, right?
It was pretty fucking wild.
Look, here's my only comment. Didn't see a moment of it. You don't need to cape up for fucking any multi-millionaire athlete. Unless they're accused of something that you know that they didn't do, maybe, or something like that, and you don't like seeing it, that's fine. But, like, if you just have a visceral reaction to people not liking your dude, chill out. That's weird, man. Like, I saw
Well,
every...
it was beyond.
Were people caping up for Connor?
for both.
Well, because they said what he did was so fucked up, like what they did. But in reality, he started the whole thing throwing a
Yeah.
fucking dolly through a window, and he injured like 2 people, like a glass in their eyes.
Yeah, of their boss.
right,
Brooklyn.
right. I remember that,
And
but
then-
that was months ago.
Yes. So then he's finally fighting this dude, talking all kinds of shit about like his country and his religion and his father and all this sort of stuff.
Yep.
And they had to like forcefully take him off of Connor after he choked him out. And literally was pointing at some dude, fucking went right over and went right after the guy.
All right.
And then his 2 boys jumped in behind and beat the shit out of Conor McGregor.
So MMA people, write me and tell me if that runs counter to the spirit of your sport.
Yes.
Because I love all that shit. I don't give a
It's
fuck.
100% wrestling and not MMA. People
'Cause-
are really
True.
bummed out on it.
Really? Because I'm a
Yeah.
casual dude. But like, if look, think,
Well, it sells pay-per-views, so like they're not mad at it. But like if you're like a guy, it's like
If you're a purist of the sport, right?
I always talk. A buddy of mine does like kind of MMA and like BJJ and stuff. I'm like, I don't know how you can like you punched me in the face, but like I'm gonna hug you afterwards. I'd be like, I don't understand how that works. But he's like, it's all about like it's just a competition. Like everything's cool. Like so what? He broke your arm. Like
right,
that
there's
was
no
part of the
personal
deal.
because they don't. Maybe there's no personal. Like it's
But
like somebody
you
you
punch
don't
me in the
know
face, we
coming
have
in,
beef.
right? Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, or if you like, it's like I broke my arm.
I guess I could see it if you are going into it. It's like this is what I'm doing. I don't have any personal end against you, but I'm going to crush you, and you're the same to me. And then after, but that's where McGregor, I think, twists it and makes it wrestling because
He's cutting promos.
digging, and I get it. And
Yeah.
it's like you're getting yourself
Gotta
revved up.
sell.
You know exactly.
Right, but he's taking shots at like Islam and stuff.
Oh,
and
I
the dude's,
completely.
like,
Yeah, I
in
mean,
his
I'm
country,
totally,
the
I'm
guy's
totally
like,
with the
"Fuck
other
it."
dude.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, like.
he's a bad dude.
to me, that's just all promo. You know what I mean? Like, it's.
I mean, it'll be promo for the rematch that everyone's going to get, and he'll get 5 million buys or whatever.
McGregor got crushed by this dude. Like crushed apparently. Like
Yeah, it wasn't
even
close. Yeah, like he might have won 1 round, maybe.
Right.
But
I
thank
mean,
God for
dude,
Twitter.
dude is
'cause that has been
undefeated. He's a
something-
beast. So it's,
He never lost a round.
yeah, it's
And he
hard.
also used to wrestle bears.
Yeah, well, hard to compete with a man that wrestles bears.
And he's from Russia.
This is the real deal. What's his name from
Zangief.
Yeah.
Not Zangief. Yeah, from Street Fighter. The
Drago?
Dude, Drago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was breaking.
So MMA people don't write me a lot, but if you want to write the podcast and just
Sean Prospect, step to him.
because here's my perspective: as long as the punches are real, I don't care who's getting punched. Punch the
Yeah. Would you watch this?
punch the eye cut man. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
But I mean, did you see like the Malice at the Palace? The
basketball?
Ron Artest going into the crowd?
Yeah.
It got real fucking hectic, man.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not mad at that either.
But I mean, people could have gotten really, really, like,
We got
Ruined a dude's career.
Dennis the
Look,
Menace face.
You
so
go,
it was all right down.
you go to a tourniquet show, you get a guitar in the head. You go to the palace.
yeah.
You might get a very big fist in your
When
face.
you're in
Meta
Auburn
World
Hills.
Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, Meta World Peace might come up in
Yes.
your grill and
Yes.
fucking, yeah.
Best name.
I do like Meta.
Okay. Well, before
This is a hardcore podcast.
yes, it is.
Let's
Yes, it
skip
is. It's not a podcast. That would be highly meta world peace.
There has to be some of that, isn't there? There has
I'm
to
sure.
be the podcast.
I'm sure.
Podcast,
But let's address our sponsors first.
Let's start with Triple B.
Triple B. Doing
There you go.
the work out here. Doing the work. Putting out release after release. I'd say it's been hits for a minute, no?
For the
Yeah.
most part.
Yeah,
You
what's
got a
that?
little bit of something for everybody. I bet you there's not a full buy-in. Like but that's part of the reason we fuck with Triple B is that everybody who likes the Eco Strike record probably doesn't fuck with the Candy record, and vice versa. But that's okay. Those
Right,
are two
it's not
good
how, like,
records.
you buy every Bridge 9 record, you buy the Bridge 9 record because it's all in the same lane for the most
Right.
part. This is
Essentially, yeah.
very, very varied comparatively.
Yeah,
I think.
and that's cool. So
I like it.
Props to that. Shout outs to the diversity. Let's say, you know what's something that I don't think people are
Where would
giving
they go
enough
buy
attention?
it, number one?
I think if you go to triplebrecords.limitedrun.com and you might want what's that code?
I believe it's Axe to Grind.
And you got to spell it out.
Yeah,
You get 10%.
10% off everything
Yes.
that's in the store.
Let me tell you, that shit adds up.
does.
So I'm profoundly broke and don't buy things very often at all. Food is my chief expense, right?
Same.
But I ordered a shirt the other day, and I was excited, to look for a promo code.
Didn't find one?
No, I didn't. But but I was excited.
You're a coupon guy.
Yes, I want those savings.
So what I'm going to say is that I don't think the Criminal Instinct 7-inch is getting the love it deserves. So if
Why do you
like,
think that is, though?
I haven't
I
played
don't know.
much.
You know, they haven't played much. I think
Seemingly.
it's new, and it's a 7-inch. So sometimes
People
7
weird
inches,
about 7
EP
inches? I guess?
They
No,
are.
but I think
I think they
EPs.
are.
I
It's
think
like
it-
less.
But this is a
substantial.
band who I think their LP was good,
Mm-hmm.
but I think their first EP was better.
And this is
Fever,
yeah.
and this is 7 inch. I just think this one deserves a little look.
Yeah.
So get it, and even more so, cover art's rad, and you can get that as a T-shirt. It's a brick through a window.
Yeah,
Rad.
who's mad at that?
Nobody.
No, it's
Nobody.
Although I will say that album art shirts, not executed perfectly in 2018.
No, when
that's
it's
the
just
thing.
like they clicked and dragged it over.
No, I think it has to be done right, and sometimes that's the square on the front, and if you do it the right size, I think about the Underdog 7-inch T-shirt, so
Sure.
rad. I think about certain album shirts. I think about the Live at CB's T-shirts. AF Live
Yeah.
at CB. That looks cool. It's just a square on a shirt. I think about the Integrity Systems Overload
Yeah,
tee. I
that
said
works. Yeah.
But you got to work on that. But this rep for Criminal Instinct, go get this, go get the shirt, go get the 7-inch. If you haven't streamed it already, do that, and then order the record. Get 10% off.
Yes.
That's one from us, one from the team.
And then immediately go to
DeathWishInc.com.
INC. You see Death Wish the movie, the remake?
I did not.
Pretty terrible.
So I heard it was terrible. And
It's fun, but it's terrible.
okay, because
And it's overtly
Should
racist.
that be our when Trey comes on eventually? Maybe we'd get Trey and Jake, and we watch the movie Death Wish with them and do Mr.
like
Science
the new
Theater.
one?
Listen,
Or-
maybe the old one and then the new
I
one.
feel like the old
run
one is
for
like
5
somewhat-
hours anyways.
It's true. It's true. I feel like the old one has like some kind of like cachet to it. The new one is just like, oh, it's just a bald old white man just shooting people of color. It's really fucked up.
So let's watch the old one with Trey, and we'll watch the new one with Jake.
sure.
Why not?
We get
We'll
Jake
flip
on
it.
here.
We'll flip a coin.
I have a highly controversial opinion about Eli Roth, the director of the new Death Wish.
Do you hate him?
Let's
I
hear
think
it.
he's a brilliant auteur. I really do. I think his movies are not good, but he is brilliant. That's my hot take on it.
Although he's an awful actor because him and Inglourious Bastards trying to do the terrible Boston accent.
I think you could make an argument that he's terrible at everything, but
I like the first Hostel.
oh wow, wild card for you. I didn't expect that.
I like horror movies. It's pretty fucked up though.
But here's my thing: his movies the last few years have a definite point of view. It's just typically not the point of view that is the zeitgeist at the moment, and I think that that's an interesting place to be. So I have a lot of respect for Eli, even though I don't.
Yeah,
I don't really love his movies, but. All right. What can we get at
Deathwishinc.com.
Just get the new Super Unison. We're going to talk about it, I think,
talk
right?
about that. Get that new Super Unison. I'm going to also tell you, there's a green gouge away shirt. Just looks sharp. Nice. We talk about gouge away. We shout them out.
You know what?
That looks sharp.
Okay. Fun fact. Does it?
I would rock that.
Does it have the Almart on it?
No.
I was in a group chat where people were vicious about the Almart. They won't buy the record because of the Almart.
Shut up. Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
like the Almart.
I like it too.
Yeah, really smart.
I like it too.
Cool.
People have very definite opinions.
Why the fuck would you not buy I'd buy a record if I was really impressed by the album art.
Yeah.
But there's no chance if I go, this record's probably really good, but that album art sucks.
I don't know.
Who cares?
For people that like the Leatherface record, Mush,
Yeah.
is such terrible album art that I wouldn't blame a young person for never checking the band out. You know
Right.
what I mean?
I mean, think of how many terrible Lemonhead, like the Lemonheads art is terrible.
Yeah.
And would you be like, I'm not buying that. It's a fucking awful. Like,
I mean, as a kid, yeah, though.
As
Yeah,
a kid,
yeah.
well, that's also
you'd buy it if it
timeline.
looked awesome.
Yes.
Yes, it should work in the positive, especially now. Like, go back and look at. I mean, I was at Generation Records yesterday, actually,
Whoa.
and they had an original pressing of Big Boy's "Lullabies Help the Brain Grow." Do you guys familiar with that? Okay, pull up the album art, see what that looks like. It is an ugly-ish looking record, but it's also kind of amazing.
It's like, yeah.
And I think that it probably gets passed over, but it works. I'm fucking with it. I think people
I have
should.
no idea how to spell lullaby.
Really?
Yeah.
Lullabies. For the
Lullabies.
plural.
Plural.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Terrible, but
It's shockingly bad.
but it's cool. But it's also, I think Tim Kerr, pretty famous Austin artist.
He
So, anyways,
he didn't earn his rate on this one.
anyone who it's 2018. You can stream it for free. Don't judge it strictly on the art, but I am kind of holistic about that shit. So I
Buy an
get
LP.
it. Yeah. All right. I was gonna shout out that people should also go to the Deathwish Inc. store, use the promo code.
X to grind.
And I'd urge you to spell it out.
Urge you.
They have a bunch of exclusive stores on there too.
Right.
One of which is Harm Reduction. Go there. Almost all your shit's sold out.
Yep.
Damn.
But what they do have that I want to shout out is the Resistance Wire demo 2015.
Oh yeah, it's quite good. It's quite good. So this is members of Code Orange and pre-members of Code Orange. So someone who then joined Code Orange after this demo was released. They don't play very often because Code Orange is obviously a pretty encompassing endeavor, but their releases are fucking sick. They are a very heavy band. Maybe at this point, definitely more straightforward than Code Orange, but it's not dull. But by comparison, it's just slightly more straightforward and remarkably heavy. So yeah,
Who's in it?
Joe's in it. It's pretty much. I won't say it's everybody. No, Jamie's not in it.
Jamie's not in it.
So who's in it? It's like Shade's in it. I think everybody is in it except for Reba and Jamie. So
Okay.
So it's. I would.
And who sings?
I would consider it pretty brutal.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So yeah, heavy man.
Heavy band.
All right.
Does well in PA. So all right, there you go.
Wait,
Deathwish,
FYI.
thank you very much. Enter the code BBB. Enter the code. Let's fucking go.
Let's go. All right, what are we talking about?
What'd you guys do yesterday? Busy day.
Busy day.
Busy day. This is something that I explained, and Amanda was very kind to say this. She's like, "See, it's not just me. You have a hard time texting and walking, Patrick.
I'm impossible. Yeah, I can't do
hate
it at
it.
all.
Do you not do it?
No, I try not to.
Oh my god.
Or I just like it's
Is that a
just,
city thing? Because I have no problem.
Because you're gonna get hit by a fucking car.
It's not that for me.
and people.
No,
and
it's
just,
not that him.
You'll notice that. So in our group chat,
I explained to go ahead.
in our group chat, I am highly active
When you're in front of your
if I'm in front of a computer. When I have to text traditionally using a phone, I am slow to respond to everybody and really kind of clipped because for whatever reason, I don't
These
find
buttons don't work as much.
I don't find it to be a pleasurable experience to text on the phone. I find it like grating. But I can type like a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
My computer crashed on toast, so I went and had to get one. And then the first thing I did was set up the text on the computer. It is nice.
It's the only way I
It
can
is nice.
communicate
I get
now.
it. I get it.
I think that's how one of our benefactors always responds to us.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it always comes up as maybe. It doesn't say it's actually him. It just says maybe,
Yeah.
which is weird.
So yesterday you were out and about, but you started the day by saying, "Hey, I'm going to be out and about." So
Yeah.
don't expect to hear from me.
I thought I might have to buy clothes because
dig in.
I had a job as an extra yesterday.
Yes.
A background artist, as it's called.
Not Mario Lopez on extra. This was as unextra.
I haven't gotten that phone call yet. Hold on, I'm gonna close the window for this. The
drone band that's set up
this
outside?
car buzzer. So the
Oh, it's going to be so damn hot.
it's gonna be brutal here in a minute, but hopefully that'll be over. But the
That sun outside?
I was an extra, background artist, on Sneaky Pete. Are we familiar with this?
No.
It's an Amazon show.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with who Giovanni Ribisi is?
Yeah, of course.
See, I said, of course. I just showed Amelia and her friend Margaret. I said, oh, yeah, I was on the show yesterday. And they said, I've never heard that name before in my life. And I showed them his face. And they go, I've never seen that man before. And I was like,
They've never seen. I mean,
What?
Number one, he was on Friends a bunch. He was in Ted.
well, that I don't know if that's a cultural
this dude?
linchpin.
I didn't know that was his name.
Yeah, you know
He was
him.
in Scream? Or Scream 2, maybe?
No,
Nah.
he was definitely in Boiler Room.
He's had a pretty decent career.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually, here's a weird thing. Him and Ben Foster, two of my favorite actors. I love watching them.
If you guys said this guy wanted to be on the podcast, I'd be like, I don't know, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He's a star of a show now. I mean,
on
he's-
Amazon, they got money.
Yeah, but anyway, Bryan Cranston was standing next to him for people that like that guy.
shit,
Better than Giovanni.
No,
Easily.
Giovanni's way bigger for me. I was like,
Fuck that. He's fucking, yeah.
Cranston don't mean shit to me. He's just some
Dude.
old guy.
Cranston was on Seinfeld, man.
Some old
It's
guy.
true. He was Tim
But
Watley, right?
anyway,
Yeah.
I was an extra. For people that don't know what that's about, you stand around for fucking 8 hours.
Did they give you something to say in the back? I heard you're supposed to be like humming, like in the background,
No,
like,
like-
so it looks like you're talking
Watley,
to somebody.
So as a pedestrian, they just kind of like wave you through, like, hey, like walk here, but they'll select you and somebody else to walk. So it was me walking with a 60-year-old Armenian guy wearing a suit, and we're talking like that's an organic conversation that
Yeah.
I just have every day on the streets of New York. Like,
So
oh,
what
hey,
did you say to him?
what's that? It was just like, hey man, do you think we're gonna get to the end of the street before this scene cuts? And the old Armenian man is like, I don't know, they full of shit out here, and like,
Oh, so you actually have
Yeah,
like
just talking is
it's just us talking. It's just
So
us
you try to make it look natural.
Right.
try to make it look natural, but it's a very
very unnatural.
yeah. So, but
Humming.
When is the last time you had more than one word conversation with someone on the street? that you didn't know?
Yo, 2 days ago in the park, I saw a pug. Amelia loves pugs. I said, hey, mister, can I take a photo of your pug? 80-year-old woman then talked to me about diabetes for 40 minutes. And
Hope that photo's worth it.
Was she related to that dude from Cocoon, the diabetes guy?
maybe.
Diabetes.
I'll be honest, though,
Wilford Brimley?
for an 80-year-old woman, she was like fit as fuck. So like, I should follow her
Maybe
advice.
what's up, girl?
Follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, but
Check me out.
she was cool. But
80
I'm
and
not
Pugly.
trying to talk to anybody for fucking a long ass
No.
time.
Except
But-
for us.
30
That's true.
seconds of pleasantry, I'm fine with. Less than that, really. Just one sentence like, hey, sorry about that. Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
Let me
Oh.
tell you the nightmare of being an extra.
Yeah.
So my brother does this currently as a career. He's just in LA. He's the beefier looking version of me.
Shout out TK.
So he's just a normal
What's his name? Tim?
Tim. He's just a very basic white man. If I'm basic, but like, I'm
You have a
thin
neck
and I got
tat,
neck
yeah.
tattoos, but I'm otherwise, if you just looked at me, I'd be basic as fuck. He's the regular body version of me.
Right.
So
You're
he's
like skim milk and he's whole milk.
right. So
Yeah.
he's basic as fuck. So he gets cast in everything because he's
He's
just
just like a rando white guy.
nondescript,
Yeah.
okay looking guy. And so like you can see him on a whole bunch of shows.
He's a Christian Bale a little bit.
He's always playing a cop or an army guy, right? Because it's just basic ass looking white guy. But I said, yo, what should I expect from this? I haven't been an extra in a decade. And he's like, and I forget. He goes, expect to be spoken to by strangers in like a small talk sort of way every moment of your day. And
no.
it was really hard on me. Like
Like the other actors were
That's
like,
a really tough thing for you.
really hard. Like really hard. It is. I found it very taxing because, you know, even with headphones on, people want to talk to you. Seemingly conversations that they've had 1 trillion times.
right. They have like their go-to, and
Yeah.
they just like, you're the next guy that's gonna hear about my life
Right.
in Iowa. Yeah.
To me, it was
Where'd you guys film?
29th Street,
On the East West.
Madison.
Oh, random.
And it was there was a car scene where the premise of the scene is that Giovanni Ribisi is talking to the female lead, who I didn't even see her face. I don't know who. I haven't seen the show, but they're in an argument, and she walks backwards into traffic, I guess to stir something in him. So it's Giovanni Ribisi having to do 12 takes of being really intense, and her having to do 12 takes of walking backwards into traffic, almost hit by a car. It was, and I have a lot of respect for actors because that shit is hella dull. Hella dull. You know what I mean? Better to be working, if for the same money, you should just go work on an oil rig. You know what I mean? Because
It's a lot of hurry up and wait, right?
yeah. But I just got talked to by
you're
a
on the
bunch
hustle.
of. But one guy he's a legend. He was a pop singer in the 70s and has been a lifetime background actor since
Christopher
then.
Cross or something?
Engelbert Humperdinck.
He looks like him. This dude.
Tiny Tim?
This dude is
High yellow ribbon around the yellow
bananas.
oak tree?
Firstly, it's a lot of retirees that you're there with. You know what I mean? That are just like, yeah, it's like
Got time,
it's
sure.
like $150 a day for me to just be around actors. This is fun. You know what I
And
mean?
you could probably get insurance, right?
Yes,
If you do it enough.
But
Dude,
if
the Extras Guild. Wow.
no,
Like a
you
Screen Actors
join the
Guild, right?
SAG Guild,
Yeah.
but that's the topic that they all want to talk to you about because they all see it as a
you
scam.
SAG?
They all see it as a scam.
Do you have to do like a certain amount of work per year to
Yes.
qualify or something?
So you got to pay them $3,200,
Yep.
and then you've got to be you have to get a certain amount of work per year. You have to clear 15,000, and that doesn't sound like much, obviously, because nobody in the United States can really live off of that. But most of the actors in New York, most of the background actors, are just doing it for supplemental income.
Yes.
So 15 is what they're aiming for. Like under 15 is fine by them. So like the union doesn't make sense for a lot of people in New York, is what I heard last night. At any rate,
a lot of times.
I was there. Yeah, I was there till 2 a.m, and I can't say that it was terrible. Also, wouldn't say it was the funnest time of my life.
Let's flip this. Did you get some food?
Yo, firstly, I was promised. Like I said to my brother, how plentiful is the food? He's like, that's the best part, dude. He's like, he's like, it's low pay. It's like $150, but you're not spending anything all day because you're
You're eating, you're
and
chilling.
for my brother and I, food is our major
Expense.
expenditure. This was bullshit, man. This was peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and pasta salad.
I'm wondering if the scene in LA is different. It has to be different.
So, well, I mean,
You know,
you can
they
make
got
you can do this as a career there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the food
'Cause there's enough
supposedly is
work,
good. You
and
know,
I
it's
bet.
like nice
Dude,
tapas.
it's the different. Honestly, I was thinking about this when I was at the suburban Whole Foods in Wall, New Jersey the other day.
Been down. Nice one. Nice
really
one.
nice. However,
Never
when
tried it.
compared to the spread for the food they have at
Like a New York one?
well, no, in New York I felt bad too. Compared to the LA Whole Foods,
Yeah.
that are busy as all get out, and they got high turnover, and like we were ranting about it on the podcast, and I still think about it. I had this bread pudding French toast that I want to eat every day of my life,
And you can't find it
And they don't have the breakfast spread at the Whole Foods at Wall.
Very, very questionable.
Crap, just some weak breakfast sandwiches, some watery eggs, and so whatever. All right, what was the best conversation you had with another extra? The best, the good.
the guy
most pleasant.
It all went south. You know when somebody's talking and they're funny, and then they're talking for too long, and they say something that
They didn't Costanza it and walk out the door when you hit the high note.
no, it's like when a dude is being funny at somebody else's expense, and then he takes it too far, and
become mean?
not mean, but like then he doesn't understand. Hey, it's all jokes. If he can't hear you, if he can hear you, then it's disrespect.
And it feels like we're in some bad shape.
And so a dude was cracking on this old fucker there, and he was being funny, you know what I mean? But then it's like, the old fucker's not deaf necessarily, you know what I mean?
So
I
it
was-
crosses the line into meanness.
yeah. So I was game for the first part, not game for the second. Talked to a girl from the Bronx for a long time. She's really, really pretty. So she walked into this job just being like, oh, I hope I can make my 150. But she keeps getting called what's called she keeps getting what's called bumps.
Yeah.
Because they just constantly need her on camera.
Yes.
Because she is non-union, so not costing an arm and a leg, but she is also screen ready. You know what I mean? Like she's a good-looking woman.
She's
So
good.
They throw like money because she has like a line or something, or
a line would be a lot.
No, but just extra scene time.
This
in
is-
the
right,
budget.
right, right.
This is
You're
like-
not just like walking in the
Right.
background.
This
like,
is this is you're holding a tray of champagne. You know
Got
what
it,
I mean?
yeah.
Like that sort of shit. So had a nice conversation with her, but largely I tried to.
Yeah,
one
I know.
dude-
This is your hell.
It
dude.
really was.
I'm amazed by it.
There was one dude that was. Have you seen the movie? Is it Arthur? Not Arthur. William.
Dudley Moore was
William.
there?
No.
Master Bates?
William. It's the movie where the kid can control rats, and Crispin Glover, I want to say, is in the remake. That human being, Crispin Glover, who controls rats, was the guy sitting next to me
Wasn't it Ben?
who didn't. Is it Ben? It's Ben.
Because it's a
Ben.
Jackson
It's
5
Ben.
song
It's
about
Ben.
it. Ben, the two of us will
It's Ben.
look no more. That's what it's about. Yeah.
The yeah,
There you
that's
go. Boom.
Blew my
ref,
brain.
Good
Wow.
ref. But it truly it was
The block is hot in Bushwick right
Yo,
now.
last night I got off the train and there was 4 police officers tackling a kid in the middle of the street. People screaming on either side.
And you're right near a hospital.
Yeah. Well,
Woodhull's not that far.
No. There was a couple kids that needed the hospital after this. This was a mess last night. I thought I was going to witness something very ugly. That's what I walked into at 3:30 in the morning when I was getting home.
Christ.
But it was. The block was hostile for a minute. It was
Okay.
not good.
Ben.
Oh yeah, so
Ben, the
Crispin
dude.
Glover lookalike sitting next to me, hyper creepy, hyper.
So it's Crispin Glover. He might have been Crispin
It might have
Glover,
been,
actually. Yeah.
I saw Crispin Glover jogging in New York a couple months ago, but he didn't talk to anybody, and nobody talked to him, and all I could think was, "Fuck, I wish I could be as weird looking as you."
And
You
just
know
had
what I mean?
like project,
Yes.
like don't
Yes,
fucking look at me.
Fuck.
It's
But-
a trait.
They had to cover my tattoos.
Yes.
So, boring factoid for people at home. Some productions get very nervous about tattoos because
It's intellectual property, right, for the tattooer?
Yes, and I disagree with that stance highly. And I say this as an artist rights advocate, but I don't. I think that that's a very sloppy application of that idea. But yes, technically, it is. It
Belongs to that
it
person.
can be. So, like the Mike Tyson
tat.
hangover thing
Yeah.
blew this up and made people scared. But that was a hyper specific incident because the tattoo was replicated on another man's face for the movie. So they
Right. The
yeah,
dude
yeah,
gets
yeah.
it tattooed
Yes.
on his face. That's
so
right.
so that but productions are scared now that
You could.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. There's precedent for it that you could get.
yes. So it's so they had to put makeup on to obscure most of my neck.
So that'll be interesting. I hope we get to see that.
Yes, look for me walking by Giovanni Ribisi
Sneaky Pete.
in Sneaky Pete season 3.
So that's an interesting day. And you got home late and you woke up at approximately like 4:30 today.
Yeah.
I woke up at 1:40 in the afternoon, which for me is like a
Did Amelia
nightmare.
think you were dead?
She got home at the same time,
All right.
and she woke up an hour before me. She's like a social being. For me, that was too much last night.
Yeah, you're like way overstimulated.
I had to talk to too many people.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that, dude.
But you're social, and you must have talked to 100 people yesterday
Yeah.
because
I was
you were
overstimulated,
aware.
too.
Great move.
That was a good.
Segue.
That was a good
Well,
segue.
segue,
man.
yeah,
Natural.
I'm working on it.
I went to the Vans Thrasher, whatever the fuck that thing was called, Monstrosity.
Deathmatch.
Deathmatch. It was cool. A lot of people there.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know, 1,500. I have to add a guess.
Bang.
Room fits 3,000.
Which is crazy.
It's fucking enormous. And it was funny. We were like, I was scared. This place is really fucking weird, man. Like, I never would have guessed this was here. It's a mile from my house.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
You know,
right.
like when we come from here and we go in that weird, like
Back
we're
area.
passing UP. That's where it is.
So when after we record, typically I'll give Tom a ride home, and it's not that far from here. But when we go through this area where we believe is where you throw all the bodies.
Yeah, no one actually lives there.
No.
But if you get a UPS shipment and you miss your shipment, that's where you have to go pick it up. Literally, that's where you got to go Maspeth. So we rolled in, and so I'm like, this is so fucking weird. And of course, you know, because I'm cranky with me, you know. And Trey was like, you fucking assholes. He's like, you're making fun of this. He's like, when these are the places that you would play in Germany, and you'd always be like, God damn it, I wish we had this in America. He's like, well, now you do. That's what it looks like. It's like you played that place in like Oberhausen or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It's like this big open like old factory space. They didn't really do much to change it. But it's like you could tell like that would be the sleeping place. This
Yeah.
would be that. Like all it needed was like shitty graffiti on it,
Yeah.
and it would look like every place you played. in, like
Cassiopeia in
yes,
Berlin. Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I got there in time for Gouge Away. They were fantastic.
Shouts to Praise. I heard they were good, even though the room wasn't that packed out.
Yeah, I totally fucked up and I screwed up the times.
Shout out to Death Bells. Shout out to
Weeping Eye.
Weeping Icon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weeping Icon or Weeping Eye?
Weeping Icon.
Sweeping Eye is my new band, so don't worry about it.
And so yeah, so I saw Gouge Away, fantastic. I saw who was
Fury?
after Gouge Away? Warthog was after Gouge
Warthog,
Away. They were
right.
excellent. Fury was fantastic.
Is Warthog underrated?
Kinda, because I feel
little
like
bit.
everyone that sees them are like, yo, that band's sick.
Yeah.
We got a new record coming out soon too. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think they've been a New York thing for a minute,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
their last record, everybody freaks out. Actually, got some votes as one of the best record of the 2010s.
Yeah, and I don't know if they like play anywhere outside of New York,
Not that much.
as far as I know. But they were good. You know, Culture Abuse was really good. Negative Approach was awesome. John Brannon doesn't say anything.
Well, he has a couple go-tos. The "Are you having a nice time?" That's about to change. We're Negative Approach.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing. But like, he doesn't sing the words.
No. No need.
It's literally like,
Does he just
No,
grunt?
like, he doesn't say any of the actual words. It's fucking
I
awesome.
wonder if that's more meaningful to him at this point. You've sang those songs so many times, and they're 35 years old.
And
so
he's
like,
probably hammered.
Let me I'm going to make guttural noises to this.
That dude was literally sitting next to me, fucking pounding cigarettes. 47 seconds before he got on the stage.
Yep.
Like, there's no
Yep.
warming up. There's no.
I
let
think
me
by
stretch.
episode 1000, we'll just be making inaudible noises.
This is fine. Praise.
The band that Drug Church just went out in support of, Boston Manor, and another band on the tour, Microwave, I think, on that tour, both do vocal warm-ups, and that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, I think Touche does it too. I think Jeremy might do some vocal warm-ups. I have tried.
I have
Yeah,
good.
but I don't know what to do.
I have stuff on all this topic that we
Really?
can discuss.
Yeah?
Wait, I have two separate things.
Do you do vocal warm-ups?
I should. Here's the thing.
I should too.
No. So I before MPB, I went to a vocal coach.
Oh, right.
So Thursday I went to the Colbert show, and Gaga was on. Lady Gaga was the guest for the whole thing.
So cool.
She went to the same vocal coach that I did.
No shit.
And she shouts him out and everything. And I turned to my friend. I was like, I went to him too.
She got a better return on
A
investment.
little
there.
bit,
Yeah.
$75 every half hour, to a point that I was like, I really can't come back.
Yeah.
Like I can't afford this. But on top of that, our buddy, do you know Kent Sinkler?
Name's
You would
very
know him.
familiar.
Shout
Friend
out
of the
Ken.
pod, great dude from Ohio. He works for Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars does not
Oh yes,
warm up.
yes. My fault. Yes. Okay.
Literally, that
Yep.
dude, he goes, dude, he sits around the arena all day smoking. And he just gets up there. Dude does not miss a fucking note. Doesn't warm up at all.
So you either need to start doing warm-ups or,
Or start smoking.
Yeah.
Right. Dave Lombardo from Slayer also doesn't warm up.
Smoke stuff.
He literally just gets out there and fucking plays.
Yeah. Well, respect to the drummers that can do that shit because it's like
That's muscle.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
And
But
that
then
dude's
again,
not
if you've been
playing.
playing the same thing, I don't know, whatever.
But I feel like even that, though, you still have to like you're older, you know, like sick of it all. Like they do like a full fucking like Pilates class before they go out there.
respect. I mean, they look like it now.
They got it.
I swear to God that they play better today than they did when I saw them in
absolutely.
1997. I swear to God.
Yeah. So Incendiary was insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
The reason they were direct support.
Yeah.
The reason they were over Negative Approach.
Yeah. They sounded great. They brought in a sound guy, and you could really tell the difference. Like, Robosis were cool. You know, like
It's GB.
it's cheap. I mean, the songs.
The songs are magic. The
fucking-
reaction is going to do
Yeah.
what it's going to do. So
sold out all their ugly ass merch.
heard it was kind of ugly.
It was like mustard yellow.
A Thrasher ripoff, mustard yellow. long
Yeah,
sleeve, which is a cool concept, but
Yeah, it was had glitter in the ink. Which is a little weird. I don't know what I thought of that.
It sounds like they're just testing us at this point.
And you know
they're
what, dude? It
playing.
worked.
They're playing.
They literally sold out every single piece of merchandise they had.
as is their wont to
Yeah,
do.
John Brannon had his own shirt, which I was very close to buying.
Did it say, yo, check it out?
It just said John Brannon in like a weird like cream like.
Would buy.
Yeah, I probably should have bought that for you. I didn't even think of it.
John Brand. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
Just seeing him around, he was like walking around.
Is that going to be your move, PK? You're just going to make sure it's to say Patrick Kinlan. Like, I don't see the why
So
you aren't doing
I
this.
want to bring. You and I have talked about this.
Yeah.
You are a manufacturing and merchandising guru. So you've given me numbers. I would like to run my own bootleg fucking company that I just bring on I tore enough that I could. But the thing is that like a lot of these drug church tours that I'm on, it's not the audience that would understand any of my references necessarily. You know what I mean?
So the Tommy Hilfiger ripoff would not go over well? You should do like a Pat Kinlan polo bear.
I think, you know what? No. He needs to do the Pat. This is the new thing I noticed yesterday on the streets of New York. Fila ripoffs.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Really?
Fila is...
Just the font.
Well, Fila with the colors, and we'll do color blocks.
Sure.
Color blocks are hot right now.
For a minute, I was collecting Todd 1 gear. Do you remember Todd 1?
Yes.
What about Le Coq Sportif?
So fucking...
It's a step off of candy gear, which has also been hot. Really, we got to bring back Kappa.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then it's called candy. And then if I can really swing it, we'll be moving right into and one gear. From the 90s.
Nice.
Hold on. Most dated reference, people aren't even going to understand this. Does anybody remember Serial Killer, the brand from the 90s?
Vaguely.
Yeah, vague.
It was a successful t-shirt company whose business model was to put like just violent characters and scenes onto a t-shirt.
I feel like that would do hot right now.
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. I think a year from now it'll probably kill it. Edgy's coming back.
It's true. But it was awesome. It was a free show, huge space, the half pipe that people were skating on. It was cool.
And you said a lot of randoms.
A lot of randoms. Like kids that were like definitely not there for a show, but like were like doing the stage dive. Like, come on, catch me, bro.
Yeah, when
like,
he said there were randoms, I did the hands
exactly what it
gesturing.
was.
To like, hey, I'm standing on the stage. Hey, come here, catch me. I'm going to jump. Hands.
And also,
he knew exactly. He's like, yep, exactly that.
Can we also talk about, I don't know how, Pat might not be up on this because he was sleeping through half of Twitter.
Yeah.
And Isaac brought it up today. Did anyone notice to hear the story about the dude from ICP that tried to drop kick Fred Durst off the stage?
Did you see this? You missed this.
And he missed Fred Durst too.
This is peak internet. Peak
Amazing.
Internet. So yeah, I didn't get any further background, but yeah.
I don't know if there's some kind of beef. My buddy Thorns like posted the video of it. Dude whiffs.
He goes for a full
drop kick.
Like
shoulder high.
Misses him by probably 6 inches.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like he was close enough that you're like, oh.
Fred Durst is like bent over, like singing into the crowd.
And this dude's trying to hit him in the back of the head / shoulder area.
Whoa, that could be very dangerous.
Oh, it could have been. And then he gets just dropped by security.
Yeah,
security
and then they got arrested.
Lands on him.
But like, dude, like whiffed.
See, I thought this is one of the principal dudes in ICP.
Yes,
It's,
one of the two.
Yeah.
This
is like the thinner guy.
Yeah. Scrappy J and
yeah.
Slappy Doo.
Right,
but
right.
it's Scrappy J.
I thought they were on some peace love shit now.
I think they are, but Fred Durst, I think's come at him. So I think this might be long-term beef. We'll have to get into it.
And they were in. It was at that's what's the fest that self-preservation fest,
Self-help
fest. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
No.
They were headlining.
No.
The Biscuit were headlining
We got Patrick's going to mess. He's got some people to hit up.
Okay.
All right. So anyways, we'll update you to the story as we get it. I had a nice day.
Yeah. What did you do yesterday, man?
I went
was
to
this the Detroit one? Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
They don't do it in Cali. Thank you, Detroit, for watching him get drop kicked. Do you have any juice on that?
I mean,
Might you get some inside knowledge?
One of my closest friends in the world is the principal booking agent.
So why are you not texting him right now? Me and Bob are gonna have an adult conversation. Find out why Shaggy 2 Dope tried to kick him in the fucking back.
That might be why I got a phone call the other day from him. I missed a call.
They're like, dude, I need you to come to Detroit.
Be here. Be
Shaggy
security.
2 Dope is gonna come and fucking try to drop.
So the plan is, I'm gonna go with the clowns. You got to stick around with Durst.
Yeah.
Just make sure he's not hot. Make sure you're keeping an eye on him. You know.
You know who might? I don't know. I think he might book.
Oh yeah, I think so.
He does.
Yeah.
That's
Wild.
pretty amazing.
What an amazing world this is. So we're talking
That's
ICP
what happens with hardcore.
adjacent.
Yeah. Which is Kevin Gill, who's a hardcore dude.
Shout out
it's
Kevin
the whole
Gill.
thing. He's got a podcast as well.
Yeah, he does. Right.
It does well.
Yeah. I had a nice day in New York with the family. We went to the museums and
What museum did you go to?
went to natural history.
Easton Levitt.
Yeah, he
First time?
liked it enough. Oh no, he's been there a few times.
Yeah, not impressed.
He likes it.
I feel like as a kid, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the dinosaurs do it for him. He likes that.
Yeah.
He likes the bones. It's tough because you realize, like, I was walking around, I'm like, oh, there's all these stills. They had like the African animals, and it's like rad. But then you realize, like, when you go to see these animals, like, I don't know. I'm not super into zoos, but if you see the real things, it's better than seeing the
the dioramas.
Yeah.
Here's a weird thing. I have a lot of respect for diorama makers.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the artisanship is wonderful.
It's very well done.
Yeah, I weirdly now that's what I marvel at. Oh, I went to the Poe Museum the other day.
Oh, how was that?
So for people that don't know, Poe Park is in the Bronx, and I went up there on a spiritual pilgrimage.
Okay.
Because
He
Bill.
got in a fight with Amelia, and he had to go for a walk, so he went to the Bronx.
That's a long fucking walk. I took a train and it took me an hour.
I'm just shocked you got on the train.
Yeah, really.
So the bottom street that abuts Poe Park is now that section is called Bill Finger Way, for the co-creator of Batman, who never got the credit during his life.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
He was fucked by Bob Kane in what is now considered one of the more tragic sort of comic book.
And honestly, if you've never read about it and
No.
you don't care about comic books, just read it. It's so interesting to see it because it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it's basically.
I read an article out recently about who created Venom.
Yeah.
Because this guy said this, but then they took this idea. And it was the same kind of there's no other than maybe
The intellectual property for artists. Well, and even Stan Lee, he's got a lot with Jack Kirby. So a lot.
Right. So I mean, there's no one's kind of come up with it in a vacuum, sort of thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
And when it's owned by a company,
Yeah.
a publisher, then it's like, well, wait a second. Why should I be doing that? Anyways.
Sure. So you went to Bill Finger Poe.
I went to
Park.
Bill Finger Way because Finger and Bob Kane used to walk around Poe Park chatting up their ideas, and this dude who.
So would you smoke some ayahuasca and go up there and be like, give me ideas?
No, it wasn't like that. It was like New York Comic Con was in town.
Yeah.
I had to do meetings and bullshit like that, and I hate that a lot. So I just wanted to go up and
Brooklyn, shut up.
and see the end point of not self-advocating enough, which is that you get a street named for you in the Bronx, but you die in poverty.
Yes.
You know? So
that was your realization.
Were there any other comic book nerds up there?
No.
It's not well known enough that people would make that pilgrimage?
It's ladies selling mangoes or whatever.
But that was another reason to be in New York. The city during Comic-Con is wild. Just on the subways, there's people in costumes.
The absolute fucking goobers. Dudes built like me in spandex. I'm like, yo, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
It's not the look, although it's committed, and I respect
committed.
that.
I respect to the love.
I go to Gothamist and I read, I look at all the best.
So you don't want to end up with a street in Bethlehem and 2 blocks over is your nameless grave.
Yeah, right. So
Work on that.
rumor is that he was buried in a unmarked pauper's fucking thing.
Like Potter's Field or something?
Not true, but yes, that turned out to not be true. But there is a run. There's a running fucking reality in the older generation of comic book creators that they die on a park bench. You know what I mean? And it's proven true at least once.
Well, how was it retroactively proven that it was that he did more than?
There's actually notes and different.
Wow,
sketch
and he
stuff.
couldn't have done anything. And
So.
sorry, everybody.
Well, yeah.
No, this is a great side. We've had some whack side tours on this one already.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
This is.
What's the whack one that we have to get Pat to edit?
No, I think they're all good. I mean, it's good content. You guys like it. I like it.
I talked about being an extra for an hour and 40 minutes.
It's pretty interesting.
So, in comic book land, it's basically you have a bunch of people who are natural salespeople and natural self-advocates, natural self-promoters, and then you have people who are
The artiste.
Yeah, you have people who are quiet by nature
Right.
and not comfortable sort of being loud, and also trusting sometimes, And
Fault, clearly.
And especially trusting in a partnership, be it with another individual
Yeah.
or a group of individuals or
Right,
with
or
a company.
right. And so I shout out to Bill Finger. Your family has advocated for you since then. I hope that they're getting a chunk.
Did he die of natural causes, or he
He did. No, he did. A lot of these dudes killed themselves, so it's not a weird question.
Yeah.
But yeah. Also, Poe Park, which is the home of Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay, I was going to ask.
And here's the deal with that: it's a small. It looks like a what do you call it? Like a shed that a groundskeeper would have, but for a park that's too small to justify the
Having
slightly
that, yeah.
oversized.
Right, and that's where he lived.
That's where he lived the last 3 or 4 years of his life when it was Fordham. And its own spot, not the Bronx, right?
Right.
But and it was pasture mostly. But so when you go up to the park, there's a dude that his job, he's with the Preservation Society, is to hang out in this unapproachable looking little building, look out the window,
with a
and
raven on his shoulder?
when he sees you look at the building, he pops out and he's like, "Hey man, what do you know about Edgar Allan Poe?" And then he tells you.
Yeah.
And
That's kind of cool.
Really cool.
Firstly,
Not like a Punisher. You're like, cool, I want to talk about this.
no,
shit.
I was fascinated.
All right.
I didn't know Edgar Allan Poe, first writer of the modern era to live off of his work.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
Huh.
he lived in poverty, but he lived.
I mean, he
Yes.
lived. Yeah, that was his only job.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, anyway,
Museums are cool. Go to museums.
Yeah.
We did that. We went to some parks. Went to some playgrounds. It's nice. I advocate strongly for New York City as a guest to come in without plans. Maybe have a few things you'd like to do.
Right.
But just go enjoy the city. There's a lot to do. A lot of food to eat.
Does
I
he
ate
like
some-
it?
Oh,
Or is it
Ethan?
too much for him?
Oh no, he loves it.
Yeah?
We come to New York regularly, so
Yeah.
he's with it. So enjoyed it. It was a good day. I didn't make it to the show. I wanted to, but by the time I would have gotten over there, I wouldn't have gotten to see the bands I wanted to see.
Right.
Which, not to say I didn't want to see Gorilla Biscuits, but
Yeah.
seeing you guys. Come on.
Synced it. I almost went to the midnight show. I just farted out.
I know. The
Three
pains,
bands after
the pains
midnight.
of age, man.
Dude.
I know.
And knowing I had to get up in the morning, but yeah, Combust, Gouge Away, and Fury played St. Vitus.
that's cool. That's a cool show.
Good show. Yeah.
You guys want to talk about hardcore for a little bit?
Yeah, let's do it.
Tom
We just
did.
did.
Us, we were like,
Yeah, the old guy. I'm like,
You're hitting
I
us with the
spent 6
hardcore.
hours at a fucking hardcore show.
I only took that extra gig after I got zeroed out of the show.
I had to take it for you, but then you had the gig.
yeah.
I was an extra once.
What?
I was in the back of, I forget what fucking, it was like some like dating show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would be on like 12:30 in the morning on like on Fox or something.
Yeah.
We were at some bar after work, and it was like, if you walk in here, blah, 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 you're going to
Mm-hmm.
be filmed, whatever. So we were in the back of like it was a guy and two women. I forget the hell what the show was called, but we faked a fight behind them. And I made my female with this woman, Liz, I was like, all right, so we're going to make believe we're arguing. Smack me. And I had her slap me in front of the cameras.
Did you get on?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We'll
Wow,
look
that's
for that
rad.
piece of history.
I love
That's
I
cool.
didn't get any money for it, but
No,
I got smacked in the face. It was funny.
Cool.
Yeah, I took one for the team.
We're going to dive into some questions. We're just keeping it light this
It is
episode.
really. Is it hot in here? Or am I overheating?
It's hot.
No, it's hot. The last couple of days have fucked us because it's gotten hotter in the evening.
It's very muggy.
hot.
Yeah,
It was like 85. Patrick's eating a rice ramen kind of cup thing, and
just
I am dying. It looks
emanating
so
heat.
good.
It's
I'm gonna
not
eat it.
good.
It's not good?
No, it's like this brand is on sale
Tom
at Whole
Yum.
Foods right now. And it should be on sale.
Because I'm
It's ass.
thinking I need to eat something, so maybe we'll go down to the grocery store after this.
These
and get
noodles
some
are
of that.
butt.
All right. Well, it makes me feel better then.
I got some trail mix in my bag if you'd like some.
Oh, no, I want some noodles. I'm weird about it. I'm looking for that.
gonna
That's
take a
not
nap
question.
while you guys
Let's
are
jump
gone.
into questions. All right. Garrett says, I'd be interested in hearing what your favorite C market cities are, whether that be for the city, the people, the bands. I feel like places like New York City, Boston, Philly, LA, etc. can get on the radar with ease. It's interesting to hear a little segment about the cities nobody's trying to live in. I know Pat's got some interesting takes on places like my hometown, Birmingham. Did we do this question already?
We've talked about Birmingham,
Alabama,
as my
yeah.
preferred C market, but
Let's do this one.
Does anybody have a C market that they love? I think we have
Yeah,
touched
I do.
on this, but are you going to hit us with like a San Antonio? What are you going to hit us with?
No, not San Antonio.
Okay,
It's
what are you-
fine.
what are you
I mean,
gonna-
I've lived there. Flagstaff.
Weird.
Yeah.
Wait, as a show spot?
Oh,
or
no. As a place. No, as an interest. Shows I've heard. Now, I have heard that.
As a decent Whole Foods, okay.
No, right. As a Tucson or one of the Arizona markets with repetition has been good for a few bands.
Maybe Mesa?
Mesa, yeah. Maybe Mesa.
Not
yeah.
for me.
Tucson's pretty wild.
Which one? Wait, which one? Okay. Tucson, I think I like, but my shows there aren't necessarily hot.
Scrappy's was like the spot in Tucson.
That's right.
Scrappy's?
Scrappy's, I believe, with a K.
Is that the fucking... I played a Roadhouse there that looked like from the movie Roadhouse. Was that...
That might be it.
The only show I've ever been to in Arizona was on Mental Righteous Jam's R&R tour, which also was Lights Out, Our Turn, and maybe Make Move. I can't remember. In Phoenix. And there was like... It was pretty cool. There's maybe 30 or 40 people there. It was fun. But,
I've never. I mean, I like Arizona, but the shows
I like-
have
I
never
like
been
Phoenix.
bangers.
Never been great to me.
yeah, Flagstaff, High Desert. Yeah, never been to a show there. High Desert, temperate, doesn't get too hot.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. I'm trying to think of other C markets. Like for shows?
It's tough, man.
For shows. Fresno, which might be a D
Fresno?
market.
Oh,
you
sure.
know.
I'll take Fresno.
Dedicated folk.
Yeah, they don't love anything I do, but I love them.
Dedicated people who are trying to make that thing a place.
What about Bend? Is that a C market? Would you say Bend, Oregon?
I never played it.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
yeah,
C.
that's good. Yeah,
Portland's B,
Portland would be B. Ben's got to be C.
right? Or Eugene.
Okay, good to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Northeast is always good.
I feel like Tehachapi / Bakersfield had a real minute and maybe still does, but that's like Central California. They'd get shows that were passing through. I feel like that's a good one. What about Northeast? Is Albany a C market or is it just a B market?
No, it's a C.
Yeah, okay.
You know where I would go Northeast?
Uh-huh.
Burlington.
Okay. I like it
Shows
as a city.
were always bangers.
Yeah?
Not like really
Okay.
good. Yeah, in the 90s.
Have you ever been to a good show in Burlington?
I've played plenty of shows in Burlington. Shout out to Max Vick.
Shout out to Bubsy's the boss out there.
242 Main.
Yep, 242 Main.
242.
The original
Still.
Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
That cool record store.
That's near Stowe, Vermont, the OG Ben and Jerry's
Yeah.
like that.
We've gotten overpaid to play Burlington a few times
because of the university.
Because people advocate for us there. Like Max has been a supporter for a lot of years, but it's never like we got a crazy response. It's just dedicated weirdos. Real quick, my new pitch that I think is going to get picked up for comics.
You sure you want to put that out there?
Puts Albany as a gag.
As the center of the world?
Albany is the capital of the Northeast megapolis that runs from Montreal to Baltimore.
Okay,
And
there's a new megalopolis.
This is a new-
Did Boston get nuked?
Boston's gone.
Gone. I like it.
Killed
And
off-
this is a good time for us
killed
to
off
mention
camera.
our sponsors, 51 Vape. Please go in, mention Axe to
People are going to
Grind.
think that's real.
No, they really
Mention
are.
Axe to Grind and see if you get any kind of response. If you get a response, we're
let us
cash
know.
apping you money. So
Yeah.
please do. If you record it, you get more money.
Oh,
Next.
dude. That would be pretty amazing. You go in and be like,
All right,
hey,
yeah,
I'm here
Northeast is Buffalo B market. I think
Yes.
it's C. If it's
I think it's B.
Is it above Albany? It's
Oh,
not
yes.
above. No,
Yes.
No, it's
Yes.
not, dude. You go
No,
to
it's not.
Cleveland.
It has
Those
like
are
3 times the
better.
population of Albany.
But Albany shows are much better because of proximity.
Than
And
Buffalo?
because think about the population density around Albany.
We're talking about Tuffalo, gentlemen. We're talking about Tuffalo.
You're just putting respect on the name. I like that. Northeastern Pennsylvania is a good.
I've played plenty of great
BFC
shows in
market.
Syracuse, so
about
fuck it,
Brick?
Syracuse.
The Shore, yeah, that's a B or a C market.
That might be a
for
C.
sure, yeah.
No offense. I mean,
No. It's the Shore. It's like a suburbanite thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Where it's
yeah.
like basically everything from Asbury, all of Monmouth County, but you get draw
Right.
from Philly, and it's basically Jersey is just a B or C market.
yeah.
Huge population density. So what makes a good secondary or third market is population density or just rabid, passionate people.
Yeah.
Yeah. People that appreciate bands that come through.
Yeah.
Like, what's like the craziest? But like, I played
I mean, Fargo,
in the States at least.
Fargo used to be fucking lit for us.
Yeah.
So like, shout out to Fargo.
Yeah. We played a bowling alley in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Great Falls, Montana.
For people that are listen to this podcast and live in these places, I wonder if they are sitting there going, "Oh, that's cool that we got mentioned," or if they're saying, "We have the hottest fucking scene, and you fucking idiots
You
ignore
old
us."
morons don't realize. Yeah.
Hit us with an email.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, and Pat's guarantee is $500 just for him.
Yep.
If you want to do the rest of the band, it's $1,000.
Correct.
Connor says, "This is the only podcast I like now. This email's from August, so maybe he likes more now. Keep up the
Probably
good
not.
work." 2 things. In regards to the guy asking about Blacklisted being appealing to younger guys. I'm 20, hopefully he's still 20, and Heavier Than Heaven is my favorite hardcore record of all time.
Wow.
It happens.
Good record. Maybe you're in the minority. I think the reason is because my favorite band is Nirvana, and I Am Weighing Me Down sounds just like Nirvana's song Tourette's.
You know
Am
what,
I a
though?
rare breed?
Yes.
Yes.
100% yes.
Yes, but I mean, I feel like they definitely got a in utero vibe after a while for Blacklisted.
How about this? Let me throw this game at you. As of August 20th, 2018, our buddy Connor here is 20.
Uh-huh.
That means he was born 4 years after Kurt Cobain died.
Look, there's always going to be there's always going to be a young person that likes old shit. I was not necessarily that kid. I really loved Elvis Costello, but hated Led Zeppelin. Couldn't fuck with Led
I
Zeppelin.
mean, I was
or
young
anything
kids that
like
wasn't a fucking.
And then he
Jimi
grew
Hendrix.
to it.
Yeah. Oh well, now I listen to Led Zeppelin anytime. But like
Smoking your 5-1 vape.
the
Get that House of the
It
Holy
smells like
flavor.
Fruity Pebbles.
there's always going to be a kid that. Well, here's a real question. Sorry for this. Sorry for this diversion. I don't know much about the vape scene. Is vaping vaping and juuling are slightly different, right?
I don't know what Juul.
Juul is a specific brand.
Right, but it's like kind of meant to be not big clouds, right? Like that's sort of the thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Right,
It's
we
just so
know.
weird because it looks like people were smoking out of a fucking remote
Jimmy
control.
at
Out of a
5-1.
USB.
Jimmy at 5-1 vape. Hit us.
Yeah,
Let us know.
let us know.
Well,
Well,
no, there's that one that's probably for weed or whatever, like the one that looks like the USB. But there's other ones that look. It's like a concoction that someone has in their hands. That it looks like it almost looks like you're like someone's like has like a wireless mic or like those like in ears,
No.
and that's what they like attach to their belt so they can hear themselves.
the
That's what it
fucking,
looks
the
like.
fucking thing that looks like you're in a steampunk fucking fantasy. I can't like. It's so goofy,
Dude, I mean, is anything lamer than smoke a hookah? Like that shit's whack.
I don't know. I follow a bunch of like Russian girls on Instagram that make it look pretty.
I
they
mean-
make it look.
But I mean,
pretty
that's
alright.
also cultural and not like this fucking. The other shit, like you don't even know what's gonna happen to you. They don't know
That's true.
what's
I know,
like.
I know.
20 years from now, they were saying like there's like popcorn lung.
I'm
and all
still
this
saying
shit.
it about fucking
Popcorn
microwave
line.
dinners, man. I'm
Yeah.
still fucked
What?
up about processed foods.
What?
Microwave dinners, man. We don't even have a full generation of people
Oh,
who have gone
been,
through that.
who have been
Do we know?
microwaving their meals next
Well,
to
like
plastic?
meals that are specifically made, like the fucking Hungry Man.
Mm.
So maybe we're losing a sponsor here, but you know.
What about the chemtrails, man?
Yeah, what
we
about
need
the
John-
You can get me on some shit here, so.
We're gonna get JJ in here.
I know.
JJ and Chaka just talking about chemtrails.
Read
for
my
4
book.
hours. Yeah.
Da, da, da.
These motherfuckers. Sorry.
Is that? Are you a rare breed? You are. You're rare because you love. Do 20-year-olds in 2018 like Nirvana more?
like the
I think
shirt.
sometimes. Yeah.
I think they fuck with it. What is the equivalent from our age group?
I mean, in hardcore specifically.
No.
Because that-
like
Nirvana in our
a
age
20-year-old who likes Nirvana is akin to when we were 20-year-old. Somebody being into
Fuck. I mean, unfortunately,
Ramones,
R.E.M.
Motorhead.
I was going to say
don't know.
hair metal. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's hair
right.
metal.
But there was there a sense of irony in people in our general age range liking hair metal?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's some memory of it. Like hair metal was, we were all alive for hair metal. There's people, if
Right.
you're 20, you weren't alive for hair metal. Like
No.
that's, I guess the equivalent is Led Zeppelin. Or like,
They never.
or
Black
Kiss
Sabbath
or Sabbath. Like
yeah.
OG Sabbath. You know?
Yeah, like they never lost like the coolness.
Yeah, they
Might even be
they
fucking
died.
like Sex Pistols
Right, I know.
or something like. Because like him dying, he became like a fucking
Yeah.
Jesus figure that like.
Yeah,
who knows?
he
He
was
might have
unimproved.
sucked by now.
I mean,
Oh.
right. It's the argument. It's the Beatles argument where it's like, yeah, if John Lennon died in 71 instead of 81, you know,
Right, it's
there's a
true.
lot less whack shit he would have done.
It's true.
Okay. Thanks for the question. You are a rare breed. Shane says, a few questions. As someone who's just getting into this stuff and have become pretty passionate quickly due to hearing everything said about the culture.
No, respect.
I currently own a straight hold hatchet with an unfinished hickory handle and
Whoa.
a drop forged head Japanese axe.
Feel like we went
with a
left here
smoked white oak handle. I've been sharpening with an Arkansas bench stone, but after listening, I'm wondering if I'd benefit from some occasional passes on a high quality water stone or some tune ups with some 4K grit
This is my
paper.
favorite letter we've received.
Should I be treating my handles occasionally? Thanks for your time and love the show.
That's pretty great. I hope it's a joke.
The real answer is do what you feel.
It's a joke. This is a supporter and friend who's been listening to the podcast since day one. Shout out to Shane. If you are in the northern New Jersey area, check his stuff out at nazarianpainting.com.
Oh.
Runs a paint company.
Oh, that's awesome.
So shout
Okay,
out.
all right.
Yeah,
Great, funny email.
that's great. I was just like, these are probably all real things, and I'm an inside kid from the city, so
Yeah.
I don't know any of this.
Don't know anything.
I don't know if I've ever touched a hatchet.
Yeah, I actually meant to do some research so I could give an
Like a
actual
good answer?
but I
Maybe we'll hold
forgot.
on. Yeah.
we'll
That'll be
we'll
a
see.
Twitter exclusive.
We'll do some we'll do some axe talk. Carl Fritz asks.
His name is Fritz?
Fritz.
Cool name.
Last name or first name?
Just
don't know.
like
Because
Madonna.
a young
email
man named
name-
Fritz is pretty weird.
The email
That is
name is different than what they sign. I'm just going with what people say.
I'm just
their name
curious.
is.
I feel like
it's
Fritz
all- it's
is
just
like
Fritz. Like
It's my
like
grandfather's
Madonna.
friend Fritz.
Fritz.
Or, yeah.
You know,
Beyonce and Fritz.
Beyonce.
Nice stuff. Happens to be the only podcast that goes over the hour mark that I can endure listening to. We appreciate your endurance.
Yes.
You often talk
Perseverance.
about hardcore adjacent acts, and I want to know if you are aware of Little Ugly Mane, and if so, do you have any opinions on his music? Aware, I don't have an opinion.
No, me neither.
I'm aware. I don't really know. I do know that No Warning's doing a run with him.
Yeah, doing some shows, I think, including in Detroit, which I looked at that, I'm like, that's probably a pretty fun show to go to. Little Ugly Mane and
Is that where he's
in
from?
Detroit.
No, I think
he's from Virginia.
Richmond,
Yeah,
Oh.
Virginia has a lot of ties there.
Okay.
Apparently really likes the band Tar Pit. Shout out. So
This
I'm
dude does?
sending- I'm
Is he a
sending you
hardcore guy, sort of?
Yeah, or
Of a sort.
of the world. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Strike,
Okay.
yeah.
You're going to Collapse Records t-shirt. Thanks for the question. This is a theme. Dawson asks, just wondering if people know that Blacklist is not a band anymore. Their European tour was their last. George lives in Chicago now and is just focusing on his solo music. He didn't enjoy touring or playing shows. Appreciate it. Don't know if that's the truth, but that's the truth
I'm
from
gonna
our
need
body.
confirmation.
I think it just kind of seemed ambiguous, which good.
Yeah,
Be
because
ambiguous.
you don't want to put a period at the end because then you look like idiots when you come back.
I'm texting them now and seeing if they want to play a show next month. Whatever. Fuck it.
Wow. The Axe to Grind showcase.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's a good one. All right, we got a little long one, but this is good. All right. Connor. We get a lot of Connors in our email.
Same guy?
No, different. Long-time listener, first-time emailer.
Oh, thank you.
Would like to know your
Very
thoughts on...
WFAN.
Yes.
I know. We like that. Would like to know your thoughts on legacy hardcore bands touring with next to no original members. I bring this up upon learning that Marauder is touring Europe in the summer with a UK deathcore band. The lineup of Marauder is Jorge fronting the same UK deathcore band, but playing Marauder songs, billed on some shows as playing Master Killer in full. I've also heard of the guarantees they are getting as Marauder, and it seems way more than what a current active touring hardcore band would ask for, but hey, that's Europe. They'll always pay no matter the price. I get the feeling this is someone from Europe, so I'm not taking any like xenophobia here, but all right. Of course, you can come at it with a, hey, you've got to put food on the table somehow point, which I think we lean to in some cases here. But if the main songwriters of the band have passed away and is still carried on by a non-original member with some disreputable behaviors, and they mention some disreputable behaviors, are you complicit with tarnishing a band legacy if you pay to go see them / buy merch and they enable this person to be doing something they really shouldn't? P.S. Stickman on vocals for 25 to Life sounds better than the original 25 to Life. Regards.
That's not a high
Definitely
bar.
from Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, Marauder is a weird thing for me.
Uh-huh.
Just because, number one, I grew up in the same neighborhood as they came from.
Yeah.
So, I watched them from, the get-go, and they were, the band that really, one of the bands that really made me want to be in a band and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
Jorge's my guy.
Yes.
That being said, most of the people, that were, the original members, Saab passed away.
Yes.
And most of the other dudes haven't been in it.
Right, for a long time.
Years.
Right.
15 years. You know what I mean? Vinny, and it's funny, Vinny, the drummer, was the main songwriter.
Okay.
He hasn't been in it from, God knows, maybe, I don't even know if he was in anything after Master Killer.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, if he wants to continue to do it, he wasn't an original member, but he's on the record that everybody knows. Saab would still be doing it, I would think, if he was still around.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So, go ahead.
I got really mixed feelings. I one of my bands is formatted such that, we've kind of made the audience aware that it doesn't require any familiar faces to be the band. You know what I mean? And I like that personally because I don't buy into the idea that a band is just the static four people whose faces you recognize.
Well, you don't buy into the idea that it has to be that.
Yeah.
It can be. It doesn't have to.
Yeah, no, great. Look, if... What band were we talking about where it's the same kids have known each other for fucking 35 years, never changed? That shit is
Sum
cool.
41.
Some 41. Whatever. That shit,
Oh, no.
Simple Plan.
Simple Plan.
Yeah.
It's weird that they've gotten more than one reference ever on this program, but that shit is all cool. I'm not mad at that at all.
Of course.
But I also don't... I don't
You're
see
leaving
it as-
room in the world for there to be different things.
Well, look, the best Pill lineup was the one where he just grabbed literally a bunch of jobbers from Guitar Center and made them play in Japan, and it's obviously the best sounding. Is it important to you, the audience member, that the person who wrote the material is there? That's a esoteric question because a lot of times, unless you're checking liner notes, you don't really know who the fuck wrote a thing.
A lot of times it says written by blah blah blah.
And honestly, I know there's a classic New York band right now who has a guy who's from my town, who went to my high school, who is not into hardcore, playing guitar for them, touring with them. And that's weird as all get out to me. Then I'm like, this is just some hired gun. But I don't care. I don't think it's changing the experience.
I think, unless you have a personal stake in it, I think it's immaterial.
Yeah.
Quite honestly. I mean, if it's hey, these are my boys from touring and all this sort of stuff, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But I feel it's do you give a shit? As long as it sounds as performed well,
Yeah.
who the fuck cares?
And also, this is where community mixing into the music is such an odd thing, because if you're going, like, if I was going to go see, let's see,
Metallica with everyone but James, like James
yeah.
Hetfield and a whole new
everybody
band.
else,
Would
wouldn't
anyone
care.
be mad?
Especially if it sounded good. Right, exactly.
The singer is the only part that could,
right?
Not to, I mean,
no, and I mean,
Well, it depends. Sometimes a guitarist is so standout that so specific in the way that they play.
I mean, the Cro-Mags, we get to that. I don't even want to talk about them because it's so bleh. But Harley is such a magnet, and he was the songwriter.
Yeah, and he's such a good bass player.
And he's such a powerful
I mean,
force.
Craig's great too, but yeah.
But, it's like, it's hard to ignore those things. There do feel like there's certain essential components. But at the end of the day...
But he's as essential as, a personality as he is a musician.
Correct.
Right.
Like in Marauder, Saab is essential just as much as a personality as he was, because he's a fucking legend and he's infamous. It's more like
that's what he was, and they haven't been that for quite a while.
No,
they've been doing it. So do we feel a way about that? No, I don't think so. I mean,
I think but that's hardcore and punk. Like any other genre would be like. Like I saw
if U2 played with everybody except just Bono and a bunch of jobbers, no one would be none the wiser, even though they have name brand guitar players.
I feel like Edge is the only guy that needs to be there.
I think some people would be upset, but here's
they might be upset, but
it's the same
it
band for
sounded the same,
40-something years too.
Look, I think I've said this on this podcast, having I was going to say been intimate, having closely known many booking agents. I can assure you that they look at you as absolute suckers. You, the concert going audience, as absolute fucking fools for buying into the original members myth, because it is a thing that they can trot out when a band is going through a lull, and sell to you as a perk that you are getting.
Right.
And
hey, look at this.
Yes, and it's always some dude who hasn't touched a guitar in fucking 30 years that they dragged out of a Meineke,
right?
And are saying here's like have some fun. Here's a payday.
Yes.
And is there anything wrong with that? No, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's also there's nothing wrong with you getting the experience of like an actual touring musician doing the thing that they do.
Right.
That wanting to be there and sort of just because it wasn't. Yeah.
So. I used to fall on the it should really be the principal architects of the thing should be there, but having seen how booking agents see this, which is just
callous,
so cynical, it's unreal. I no longer have that perspective.
Well, that's an interesting thing because we just hit two sides of a really interesting world where it's the booking agent who couldn't look at this more clinically, and fans, people who are passionate, the audience typically, who couldn't look at it more passionately.
Yes.
And there then is where does the artist themselves fall into this? And not saying there's a right, right, but I'm not saying one way is right or wrong, but artists fall on a spectrum of that. And there's going to be people who are looking at it and going, we're just doing this, fine. And then there's people like, no, you know what, this was special, this was meaningful, this is...
And it can be both.
It can be all those things.
Right. And like, I think that's an important thing. As a kid, you look at the band that maybe makes an off the cuff remark backstage about it's just another night sort of thing, and you were psyched
deflated.
And you're deflated.
You're sick of it all moment. Seeing them at the burrito spot.
Yes,
not watching the bands who are opening.
Right.
You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Not knowing that was going to shape how you acted for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's so imprinted on you that you do that now.
Meanwhile, I haven't seen an opening act in 7 years. Yes. But the point is that like you kind of don't understand that people that do a thing a lot can have a multitude of feelings about it that you, who only go to something, let's say twice a year, if you're fortunate enough to be in a major city and see a band twice a year.
They have a certain way. Yeah,
it's a special moment for you, but it's special in a different way for the band, which is not a rare moment, just a valuable one.
Right, because we always talk about like, it's like, this fucking song. It's like, all right, you might have played the song for the 75th time this year. This is the first time most of these folks are hearing it.
Right.
So it's new to them.
Right.
So you have to kind of, yeah.
I mean, I'm an advocate. If somebody, like, so both my bands are small enough that people travel, like when somebody travels to see us, we know because they come up and tell us, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like, it's
Hatebreed's not getting every guy that traveled from fucking Minneapolis to be like, hey, bro.
But you know, we've done shows where we did one show where not a single human being showed up except for somebody that drove 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
So I don't give I mean, I have the great fortune of being in bands that are not discouraged by low attended shows. Otherwise, they all would have killed themselves a long time ago. But a one person show is by nature very funny, but
Where
also
was
discouraging. Jacksonville, Florida.
Wow.
Played next to what smelled like a sewage treatment plant. And
That's what happened. Everybody just went over the street.
yeah, exactly.
Like, this is
There was a better show there. But this was years ago. But at any rate,
at Freebird?
that gentleman drove fucking hours to be there.
Right. In Florida. So that could have been like from Miami.
I actually think it was, yeah. And so here's the thing. You put on a good show. You know what I mean? It don't matter if you were 10 seconds earlier being like, all right, nobody's here. Pack it up, fellas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, short set.
Yeah.
We're doing a practice, 8 songs. Let's get out of here.
Everybody, let's hit the water park.
It's as someone who worked at a movie theater, a very small movie theater when I was a teenager, there were nights when no one came to the theater.
Do they play the movie anyway?
No,
Yeah,
if
no.
no one shows. But if one person shows,
They have to play it.
you play it.
Well, I guess you want to preserve the film if they were still doing film. I don't know. If
It was still
might
film.
show
I was
my
still
age.
doing film. Yeah.
Like, so they don't want to. They want to preserve that, not burn through.
Well,
right?
it
'Cause
was
there's only
just.
so
It was
many-
also just like no one showed up for the showing. Cool. But there was nights when no one would show for any of the movies. It was only like a 5 theater thing, but it was none. And then it's like you're looking at it and you're going sick because if you have your last set of movies goes in at like 8:45 to 9 o'clock
And no one
one
shows,
shows,
you close up, right?
Close up, you're done. Guy walks in at 8:50 by himself. Yeah, let me get one for something about Mary. 20 weeks into its showing.
You got to stay.
All right. And that means everybody's, we're there. And it can't just be one person. So like 2 of us had to stay and
That sucks.
But you
That's
do
like
it.
the person who
But
comes
you
in
do
at,
it. And
like,
it was like, it's
yeah.
cool. You know, I'm not mad. I'm not going to give this dude stink eye.
No,
It's
would
just,
you go and watch it? You go sit
no,
with them? So
no.
it's,
I did ask him, I'm like, look, man, you're the only person in there and I clean that theater.
Like-
please don't make a mess.
Yeah,
Don't,
like-
please.
Is he like, how badly
like,
do you want to see this?
I did say, hey, you know,
Is your
I
last
think
name
he just,
Stiller?
he just had a box of like Raisinets or something. He's like, I won't make a mess. So, and he didn't. I just
But you
looked
better
in there.
take
It
that
was
goddamn box with you. I'm going to shove it
so,
up your ass.
I don't want to see any of these smushing the goddamn floor. So,
All right, Pee Wee Herman.
All right. So the question, it's complicated, but
It's like a
it's okay
Facebook
to have
relationship.
feelings, and you know.
Yeah, and it's okay not to.
And it's definitely okay to not go if it doesn't appeal to you.
But don't let that kind of, just that personal feeling preclude you from like hearing some songs you love.
Yeah.
Your personal experience. To be honest, like, let's put this: your experience with it, whether you're in the band playing or you're in the audience, your personal experience of that is more important than anyone else's. I don't want to be a dick about that, but like, it's how you're interpreting. And if you're taking it in well and you're feeling it, fuck it, that's great. You know.
I mean, also, not for nothing, if we're talking about a singer, which we often are, right? Like, because singers are the
Most important
damaged narcissists that continue to do bands.
We hold it all together.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
We carry bands.
If it's a singer, sometimes those people are such big or dynamic personalities that you might not think you're paying to go see the singer, and I hope you're not, because the band is a unit, blah, 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 blah. But
You're
To hear him paying lip, lip service because he's in multiple group chats with people who can play guitars.
But no,
Right.
but honestly, like a lot of you, like I say this all the time. What everybody does is important. Do you know what a fucking big label guy told me when he saw us in LA? He saw Drug Church in LA on that Story So Far gig. So Story So Far Turnstile at the Wiltern or something,
Sure.
some big
Yeah.
fucking venue, right? And it was at that time the Story So Far had just left their management. So this was a feeding frenzy.
Everybody's circling the barrel. Yeah, circle the wagons.
So every fucking sleazeball label, every sleazeball manager, every sleazeball, they were all there. And a dude that works at quite a large label saw Drug Church. I know him, and he was like, "Oh, that was great." He's like, "You should lose the guitarist, though." And I said, "What?" He said, "Look, this was 2017, maybe. I think." He's like, "It's 2017, man." He's like, "Nobody wants to see a fucking guitarist. Just give them each a mic and have them do backing vocals. They don't have to move. They don't have to do anything. Just have them like behind you playing." This was a sincere fucking critique from somebody who sells hella records.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it was like, I told my guitarist who threw up, but like, how insane is that?
You would not have a guitar player?
No, the guitarist would be there, but their function would really be
backing
vocals.
It would be Patrick Kinlan and the Drug Churches.
Yes.
Right.
And like, so I'm not suggesting.
So I continued to have a 12 email conversation with him exploring this, but inevitably the money just wasn't right. Next question.
So, but like, people don't understand that sometimes they really are just looking at the singer, and I don't think that's necessarily right. You know what I mean? I don't think that's good. But like, a lot of people that are casual music fans, that is literally what they're doing.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yeah.
New questions.
Hit me.
Doom or Quake?
Doom is a great game. Quake is a fucking monolith. It's a masterpiece. It is. So for people that, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast, I fell down a Quake hole.
Come on, Tom. Hit him with the nerds.
Nerds!
I fell down a Quake hole a few months ago where I just played Quake 1
hole.
over and over and over again.
I got a mod on the I downloaded it on Steam. It was fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have talked about this because I need somebody to help me put in the Arcane Visions mod. So at any rate,
Oh my god, I want to throw myself.
Saddam518 at gmail.com.
at any rate,
SaddamX518 at gmail.com. We have the email address now. Somebody got it for us.
Thank you.
yeah, thanks. It is a beautiful game.
Yeah.
It's evocative in a way that few things are in life.
Evocative.
It is.
It's a shoot 'em up game, isn't it?
Yes, but you feel like
It's an FPS.
yes, but you feel like
FPS. Oh god, you guys are
feel
the worst.
like you're.
FPS. I'm like, what is that? Oh, first person shooter.
There you go.
It explains itself.
I fucking.
Those things give me like the. Sometimes I get a little.
Yo,
sick.
you should try playing Doom on like a high-end VR console.
Oh
you
my
throw
God.
up immediately. I couldn't get 10
You were
seconds.
in.
I couldn't get 10 seconds.
That golden eye for N64 used to give me like. I get all
That's a
sweaty. I
great
feel
one.
like I was gonna throw up.
Wow.
Multiplayer on that is like a fucking. They should put that on a T-shirt. I'm just gonna put text on a T-shirt that says "multiplayer on GoldenEye N64." I'll sell 500.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you'll do great.
Quake is better. Doom is some like.
great.
There's some like. I have residual sentimental feelings because someone in middle school in 6th grade figured out how to put that on the school computer system.
Right, you mentioned this.
Fucking
yes.
rad. That's so cool.
But
Quake's better. It's just like it's like saying I don't know.
Shout out to the Quake tournament community for. So I follow video game news even though I don't play
Yeah,
very many
I know.
video games. And the scuttlebutt,
Same.
the thing that everybody's talking about is Quake tournament or Quake Arena or whatever the fuck's called right now
Arena.
is a brilliant fast moving game that has a low player count because the reason everybody cites is that the what do you call it, the skill sort of the learning curve is so intense that you just drop in and get killed instantly by like an 11-year-old who's just brilliant.
Who's really good.
And most people drop off after the first day, even if they think it's like,
sucks. Yeah, I'm gonna play it by myself now.
So shout out to those super talents out there.
Right,
that are,
weeding out the weak.
like fucking crazy.
Then in the herd.
I've done a video game tournament, so it's
Oh.
cool. Yeah.
You played in one?
No, I set
Oh
one up.
yeah, you set it
Tecmo
up.
Bowl.
You told us this. You did it at a
Really?
show. Yes.
That was great.
So I mean,
Tecmo
as
Bowl.
long as they have Bo Jackson, they fucking win every time.
No, it's because they do it on random select. I think I might have mentioned this, but yeah, they do. There's a whole community around it. God, video games are cool. It's weird. I think I've said this. I feel like the hobo who missed the train. I got too much shit going in life to really do video games like I'd like, but man.
You got a PS4, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, me too, but I barely
play
play
sports.
it. I
Yeah.
know, and I wish I played it more. NBA 2K18 still is like fresh in my fucking.
Oh, I just got the new one. It's great.
I know, I bet it is. All right.
We'll play online. It would be
I know, that would be rad, actually. We had another question. Oh, did it get deleted? Best American Nightmare record.
background music. LP, are we going?
Best overall. Just pick their pinnacle.
Contrary opinion. I like that last one. Not the new one. The new one was fine, but
We're down to-
Yes.
We're down with Till
Yeah.
Underground. Okay.
I thought that had some clever moments on it. I revisited that a year ago.
Can I cheat?
Yeah.
I'm going to year one.
Oh, so the 7
First two 7 inches are fucking. Although background music is
Background
fantastic.
music's really
man.
good. I'm going to give it to the second 7 inch. Well, you know what?
Background music was like we've talked about it on this podcast. It was scene changing. It was massive.
It was the moment,
It was
yeah.
a moment.
Yeah,
but
those first two 7 inches, man. Even like
That was
those
like
versions,
the build up to it.
Yeah, but
I
they were
think
so much dirtier and just.
kudos to a band that can pull off a ramp up that everybody's excited for, and then the album actually cracks the world open. You know what I mean?
I mean, there was a lot of songs that made the 7 inch onto the record.
Right.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
like just the versions on the 7 inches might have been better.
Yeah.
And just more fucking gritty and.
The moment, yeah, you know what? I'll give it to the first 7 inch. It's stupid to say it, but there was an energy there. I did not like the AN demo. A lot of people loved it, but I
Yeah.
did not like it
Yeah.
at all. And then the first 7 inch came out, and it just had a different kind of energy, and it was like, oh shit, okay. And you could feel it as those shows started rolling. And we've talked about it on here before. Go look at on the Cold Cave website or some such West related thing. He has a full show listing. Look how hard they grinded.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Ann. And the third question this person asked, which it got deleted, but I remember it. Would the HopeCon/AN sound work right now for new bands?
Look, so I'm not an AN fan, so I feel like my opinion here is going to be muffled by pillows. I don't really know, but HopeCon was unique in that they were, in my view, not doing anything hella original, or they were just absolutely a machine at it. You know what I mean? Like just really
perfect.
fucking perfect at it. So this is a wild question because you're asking, could somebody be successful doing a sound that this perfect version of a thing did? And that's a very tough question. You know what I mean? Like, are you perfect? Could you do it perfectly?
I think AN is more prevalent in 2018 sound wise.
Coming back now, yeah. Like last 2 years.
But I even challenge. I don't hear too many bands who do. I mean, True Love, right?
True Love, yeah.
True
Well,
Love
that's like, yeah.
worships it.
But I mean, a lot of, I mean, I cannot tell you how many bands have done that, like, tell the boys I'll see them soon part. Every band has that fucking part.
Da 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 da
Yeah.
da.
And like just the drums are, and it's like so many fucking bands have done that. Foundation did that.
Lots, yeah. They use that kind of heavy drama part. Yeah. Could it be
HopeCon,
done?
I don't know if it would go over.
I know.
They'd go over, but I don't know if someone was
Execution
kind
it.
of
right pulling on it.
like-
And the early HopeCon sound, I think he's kind of referencing the earlier stuff, pre-Death Knows Your Name, kind of like.
Well, I mean, even like Cold Blue.
Cold Blue, yeah. I think
not
that
enough
sounds.
mosh, maybe.
I think it could work. It
I
would
think if
just
you
have
throw
to
a
be
little more
perfect.
mosh, people would be really into it. Yeah, and it
Yes.
have to be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like, because that's a clean, straightforward, like, but modern sounding thing that I think most.
They wouldn't sound out of touch. They wouldn't sound like from a different time if they played tomorrow.
No,
Like with End Note and with Cold.
maybe just starting to feel
A
dated.
little.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
fair.
Okay, thanks for the questions. Sam asks, first time writing and interacting, but I've been riding with the podcast since the first episode. Thank you. Pretty surprised San Diego gets as much love from you as it does. It seems like touring acts don't share the love.
No, we don't.
We tend to get skipped over on the big tours from both hardcore and adjacent acts. Looking at you, Pat/Drug Church.
You're one of the worst cities in North America to play.
And even
Is it
for
really?
bands that do Cali weekenders, the dates are usually OC, LA, and Bay Area. Never anything further south. The Che Cafe's been back in business, and many art
Sort of.
galleries and plenty bars have been booking and willing to host shows, but no one's biting. What gives? Of the bands that have played the bigger fest, This Is Hardcore, FYA, America's Hardcore, Sound of Fury, etc., only a handful combined have rolled through town. Is it turnout, bad market, logistics? Coincidentally, I think the lack of outside influence attention has made local bands more willing to experiment with the formula. Take Offense, Misery, Drug Control, and Soul Power are already on people's radars, so I'm going to plug the more interesting, he says arguably better, current San Diego bands. Heat is fucking great. Everybody should check that band out. Therapy, Violencia, Rain, Bayonet, Rod of Correction. Heat in particular, Sleepwalk, and Impulse. And check out Tour CV. He's from Chula Vista. Thanks for reading. Thanks for good conversations. All right. San Diego. Why people skipping?
It's the most disappointing market in the U.S.
Which is sad because it wasn't always like that.
No, wasn't always like that. And
For a long time, Che Cafe was
Yes.
Awesome.
fucking popping.
yes, and
One of the coolest venues, period.
I also
in the world.
I also consider San Diego a perfect city, like Sim City style perfection.
It might be the best city in
I
America.
agree.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Most livable
yeah,
city.
yeah, for sure. And shout out to all the small punk communities out there that are doing their thing. I've been impressed with everybody's efforts. I think it's fucking cool. Like, it's cool. I was sitting at a cafe, and two girls just approached me and said, "Hey, are you in self-defense?" I said, "Yeah," and they said, "We want to invite you to a Lemon Grove show," and I didn't know what the fuck that was. You know what I mean? But it's that type of like advocacy.
I think you were going to say Lemon Party. I want to invite you to
I want to invite you to this website, Lemon Party.
Party.org. You should go check it out.
But it was cool, like seeing that type of advocacy. And I think
Yeah.
I've told this story. I went to a Lemon Grove show.
That
What was it?
So Lemon Grove is a tiny little municipality outside of San Diego.
Rad.
Yeah,
Oh.
and
There was a band.
I always tell the story. It's
I thought it was a show in a Lemon Grove.
Yeah.
it's the only punk show I've ever been to where I was the only white person in the room. You know what I mean? It's like a highly Mexican scene that they had
Yeah.
there at least a few years ago. And I went with a black friend, and I turned to her and I go, "This is the kind of." She's like, "How's it feel?" You know what I mean? Yeah. But everybody there that is doing it is doing it. Like there's kids that are putting together scenes, and Chula Vista's putting together.
Oh, and there's North County. There was scenes.
yes,
There's all. Yeah.
yes. So respect to all of you, but. Look, nobody wants to skip San Diego. Everybody wants to play
You know
San
what?
Diego.
I want to say the absence of the Che for a while and the weird shit. You need a centralized spot.
Yes.
Now Che, especially, it was always a small venue, getting bigger shows because it was the venue you played.
Right.
So the
So
shows
they
that were
do an
playing,
underplay, yeah.
the shows that are playing Chain Reaction, which is 2.5 times the size ish, maybe a
Yeah.
little more. We're going to Che, and the Che shows were great. I would drive from LA to San Diego to go to the show in San Diego because it was better.
Yeah.
The shows there were always fucking great.
Yeah.
Well,
And they had a more diverse mix of things coming through. I haven't
booked
been in
that?
California.
Spencer Gooch?
A lot of people. Spencer
Yeah,
Gooch
he was
booked
there
it
for
for
years.
a while.
Yeah, that's who
And
we
there
used,
were
we used to work with.
He was the best. Shout out to him. He's still doing great.
That's
but
awesome.
quick about the Shea it's open, sure, but talk to a booking agent about it. They don't trust you to be open. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and that's
correct.
a problem.
Like you can't book it far enough in advance to know that it'll still be
Like
there.
And it had so many issues over the last, I don't know, 5 or
What's the deal?
10 years? I
It's
don't
on
know.
what UC San Diego's campus.
UCSD, yep,
Yeah.
campus.
So what's the problem?
They want to turn it into they want to turn it into something. They want
It's been like and this is coming from a point of ignorance. So please, somebody from San Diego, really give us the dirt, and we'll probably get a few perspectives. So I'd appreciate that. It's been in turmoil as a graduate of UC system.
Right.
It's kind of been up in arms about what they want to do with it and how they want to
With that
treat
space.
it. Yeah, that space. It's prime space. I mean, like literally, it's a venue on a campus, and it almost makes no sense that it works so well, but it really does. It's like, oh yeah, here's the space. How many people can you squeeze in there? 300. You squeeze in there
Yeah.
like sardines.
that's a danger. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have 60 people in there, it feels nice.
Yeah.
If you have 150, it's
Feels
like
great.
holy shit.
Shit, yeah.
200 something, you're like,
gross.
oh my god,
This
it's
is
crazy.
gonna be dangerous. Yeah.
But it's memory making. Like
It's memory making.
So,
Dude,
so
yeah.
many.
It's the
people-
best.
As soon as it
Holy
came
shit.
up, I could picture the show.
Well, I
It's
to be
best.
frank with you, I don't love the place. Like I don't love playing it because it's just like it's a messy place to play in a lot of respects.
Sure.
but
Yeah.
but
It makes for memorable shows.
yeah,
as an
I mean the
attendee
shows are
style.
fucking. They used to be fucking great.
And here's the other side. It's that space in a city where you have plenty of parking.
Yeah.
It's easy to get in and out of. It's amazing.
Yeah. Did you ever play Under the Couch in Atlanta? It was on Georgia Tech's campus.
No.
Same deal.
Oh yes,
Oh,
yes, yes,
really?
yes,
Fucking
yes,
awesome.
yes.
Rad.
Our
I mean,
show
for
there was
Atlanta.
trash, but
Yeah.
but
Atlanta's all right. Did okay.
these spaces have really for a certain generation of kids, spaces like this
Yeah.
are what they imprinted on, and that is what hardcore is to them.
And I mean, here's the deal. Che is that for several generations.
Yeah,
because
sure.
it was late 80s on.
Yeah, it was
mid 80s
nuts.
on.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
and
So from like Zach De La Roca on.
yes.
Yeah, it's
It became
wild.
the place. Yeah.
Yeah.
so And nobody wants to skip San Diego because it's a fucking great town. You know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
God,
Yeah.
San Diego. Once you get to San Diego, if you're on tour and you're going from LA down to San Diego, you feel like you're in heaven once you get down there.
Yes, it's just really fucking hard to put together a good show. It's just
What's
hard.
like the other venue in San Diego?
The big one.
Excuse me.
Not
Sorry.
Soma. It's
Zoma.
No,
Soma is a
Soma's
big
the one
one.
that's metalcore leaning the last like 10 years.
Yes.
There's also, what's the one that's right by the airport? I forget the fucking name
There
of
was
it.
another place called
It's like Aladdin's or something.
The
I don't
Scene.
know what it is.
That's Pomona.
yeah, that's right.
There's
And-
something called The Scene back in the day.
Maybe.
Nah, well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, there was
like
the
over my
guy,
dead
the
body.
young guys down
Oh,
in Chula Vista did stuff down in Chula Vista at a women's center, I think, and it was one of the
Yeah.
coolest places I've been.
There's Soda Bar, which
Uh-huh.
which I actually as a venue quite like. It's just people don't want to go there. You know what I mean? Which is weird to me because to me it reminds me of a place that like Laughing Hyenas would play.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Like
It's like it's a
place.
bar. It's a fucking bar.
Right.
But it's I quite like it. But people don't go to shows.
I mean, why would you want to go inside? It's beautiful out all the time.
Well, I think
It's
that's part
70
of it.
degrees all the time.
I think that's part of it. I think that they've got like more of an outdoor culture, quote unquote, than like, you know, it's not like it's England where you're staying inside in a practice space
Just
all the
dreary,
fucking time.
yeah.
But
So-
I know it's you know what I think we may have answered a different question. San Diego is the best B market, but you need to have the stability of the Che made it a place where everyone would go play, and it was having the stable venue that though it was weird, and I think they had not just a stable venue but a stable person booking it who was aggressive and really made things work. Like I think I shared this, I mentioned it kind of casually. We were very close to moving Sound and Fury to the Che, which would have been insane, and we would have totally radically changed the way we did it.
Wow.
We were going to do that after 2007 in the Alpine, just because we're like, fuck it. Let's do it in a small place and have it be crazy.
Right, you get
and
tickets
that's it.
or you don't.
Yeah,
That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just kind of change the format
Yeah.
up. But that place is awesome. I hope that San Diego becomes a place where because it's totally right. The music that's been produced there, Misery is one of my favorite bands of the last few years. Take Events has been doing their thing solid since 2005.
Love them. Yeah.
Crazy.
Do people go to Tijuana instead?
I don't think so.
No. They just don't go south.
No. I think they'll skip over. Yeah, they'll go.
Yeah.
They'll cut out to Vegas or
Yes,
Phoenix.
yes, 100%. Phoenix is for most bands Vegas.
And
for a
like
lot.
if you and like the emailer said, when I was in California, I was helping book bands. I would always try to do a San Diego show. It'd be San Diego, OC, or LA.
Yeah,
Or
not both,
because then you
Right.
get the draw.
Yeah.
But in reality, LA and OC are big enough place that
and far enough away, and
far enough away, and you get people from Santa Barbara who will go down to LA, but not OC, and in OC you'll get people who come up from San Diego,
yeah,
but
not to LA,
Yep.
and yeah.
So
I think if you're
in San Francisco or Bay.
if you're quote unquote smart leaning, you play LA. If you're more populist, I guess you could say, you play OC.
Well,
You know?
it's different now than
you know what I mean?
OC.
Yeah.
OC had more stable venues at that time, and LA has more stable stuff now. Great question. We love San Diego. It is the best.
Yeah, and honestly,
It's probably the best city in America. It's so comfortable.
if this all changes, it would nobody would be happier than
Oh my
me.
god, I
We'll
love it.
all relocate as the grind.
No
too.
one would be happier than
Yo,
me.
and that band Heat, honestly, we haven't listened to them. I don't think they've put a new record out in a minute, but that band's fucking awesome.
Yeah, all right, cool.
All right. I think we got time for one, maybe two more questions.
We'll do two more.
Yeah. Rain asks, first, I love the Bane deep dive. Had me feeling ways about a band I hold dearly, so thank you for that.
Cool.
Which is great. We've heard that.
Yeah.
2/3 of the room doesn't feel very much for them, and we enjoyed
I feel
doing
all the
it.
things for them.
Yes, so that's
I
cool.
make up for it, I guess.
Second, what are your thoughts on hardcore kids doing, quote, normie shit? Using myself as an example. I love sports, which is not uncommon in the hardcore world, correct? I play hockey, but I also love playing and watching golf.
Okay.
I feel like my
Wow.
love for golf specifically has cost me the respect or attention of some people I've known because it's seen as such
fuck are these losers?
I know, rich white boy sport, and or because I found it so late in life. It stings
Which is where most
that-
people find. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, it stings that I and others may have been written off by people we cared about because a new interest wasn't punk rock enough to get past.
You don't
Thanks
need these
again, Boyd, for
motherfuckers
me.
in your life. This is a weird question. Fuck these fucking people.
It's not weird on that person's behalf, but
Look,
It's a good question. The question is, what do you guys think about? Yo, if you... It's the same thing I told my buddy Pete Hilton when he was 14 and I was 16, which was, yeah, man, you gotta like other music besides hardcore or you'll burn out on this shit.
yeah. Don't let the bastards get you down.
Yes, and that also applies for fucking life interest. If you're only into hardcore, and I've known people who strictly were just into that.
And they'll be gone soon.
Right, because it's too much.
You
man.
can't, dude.
This can't be your only thing.
I like sports.
Yeah.
I don't know about. I've never played golf. Mini golf, a lot of fun. Driving range, a lot of fun.
Mini golf is fun.
Mini golf
Yeah.
fun?
You ever go to a driving range?
For all, very fun. I've been to a driving
Fantastic.
range once. I'm so bad at it that it
too.
is not
You
fun
get
for
once
me.
You know
get
why
the,
it's not fun for me? Because I'm not good at it.
Yeah,
And maybe
yeah.
if I did it
once
another
you
10
get
times.
it though,
yeah.
and you get like that, it's fucking awesome.
bet
It
it
feels
is.
great. I don't know about watching it on TV.
Me neither.
Maybe the
Not
end,
for me.
like maybe like the 18th hole of like the big one,
sure,
and you want to see fucking Tiger or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
I
man,
do.
you
I go
get
fucking
something-
hiking. Is that not hardcore? I don't know.
No, if anyone flaks you, all right, you're not stepping on anyone. You're not on some like real weird shit. So I'm not talking to the dude who likes some like, I don't know, fucking racist fetish porn. Like, as long as you're enjoying something, that doesn't put people out.
Yeah, doesn't hurt
If someone
anybody.
gives you flack about it, look at them like they got 3 heads. Because why the fuck do they care?
Also, look, this is me. Some people listening to this whose lives are kind of like their social life is an extension of their interest in specific music. Is going to take interest or take exception to this, but I mean, you do know that the more interesting people in life aren't one-note weirdos who you know that's
Yeah.
scary shit. Like
Super scary.
I think it's scary when you're into one shit. You got to be more interesting, man. Like so, I God bless your fucking golf, and fuck anybody who's got a problem with fucking golf. And honestly, look, it's just a natural fucking fact, as Tom said, that the people that are, you both said it actually, if you burn bright, you burn out quick on this like weird, like zealot fucking attitude
Yeah.
towards.
whether it be straight edge, whether it be
Well, and
fucking,
I think a lot of 20-year-olds right now see it and like almost shy away from hardcore in those manners. Like people are less interested in being straight edge or this or that
Right.
or being only hardcore because they see that and they think that's what it is. They think that's what it is to be in a hardcore.
I don't want to be a one note.
Right,
No, a
you're either
hardcore-
in or out. Like,
no,
it's
a
half-
hardcore
yeah.
fucking lifer is somebody who's realized, you know what? Sometimes I got to put this shit on the shelf because I can't be listening to the constant hum of people badgering about what the new band's doing or this or that.
Right,
Like,
sure.
You got to be able to take from it. You can enjoy it, learn from it, live from it. Hopefully, it makes your worldview larger because that's all I'm fucking hoping for hardcore at this point. Hopefully, it changes something in you. But fuck, you got to be able to do other stuff. There's no, for all the jokes Tom makes. If he came in here and me and Patrick were tabletop gaming, he'd be like, all right. do
Hey,
your
whatever,
thing, guys."
whatever you do, I'm gonna go sit over there and watch sports on TV or something. But no, I don't. Yeah, I mean, do whatever makes you happy, man.
Yeah.
Life is way too fucking short.
Well, the
so you better as
dudes
well
I
enjoy it.
admire are people that.
You mean me and Bob, right?
Yeah, it's just you guys. Like I always point to Eugene Robinson from Oxbow. It's like that dude started in Whipping Boy, which was a hardcore act. It became progressively less hardcore as it went on, a little weirder. Fast forward a number of years, he's still a very visible, active person in subculture. But it's a completely different. He's playing noise music and experimenting with steroids, and that's more.
he?
Oh, his run on steroids is fucking great.
Was he jacked?
Oh yeah, he's a beast. He's a fucking monster.
I've never. I don't
Now,
know
is
the
he
name.
doing it on some like social experiment style thing or
Or
like
he just wanna
personal
be like
experimentation?
Well, so
or
he-
just want to get fucking thick?
Well,
That's
he's,
cool, too.
He's written books on fighting. That's his interest. And for a while, he was writing about his steroid experience because he
Wow.
was like, I'm not in UFC. Nobody's drug testing me.
You can do whatever the fuck you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, and like, I've never talked to the dude about his personal philosophies, but he's got pentagrams tattooed all over him. So I assume that he's into
Science.
he's into whatever the fuck I want to do with myself, I'll do.
Did you play with them?
Yes,
Or was
one of
that
my favorite
Mars Bow?
shows. One of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
it really fucking fun seeing brilliant musicians.
People come out for them?
Be as weird as they want. Okay, so in New York, people came out for them. They did a California run where everybody that was there was like, "Yo, I fucking blew my
my
mind.
mind, yeah.
But they're like places. They played the soda bar probably in front of 35 people, and like
Right. It's like Swans.
San Diego. What the fuck?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
there's only-
Swans here. They're fucking playing Warsaw. If they're playing anywhere else,
Yeah.
they're playing soda bar.
Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
Yes. It's so well now. Swans is back in the fucking like back,
Zeitgeist, I
yeah,
guess.
Yeah. But like
That's
yes.
Gira and whoever, right? Isn't
Yeah.
it like now he changed out his band?
He changed out his band. So he ended that phase of Swans,
Right.
And I'm going to see him in a few weeks, and I have
At
no
Warsaw,
idea,
right?
no idea what to expect.
Right.
I assume it'll be mostly just him, and I'd be very grateful for that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
All right, last question, guys. Wesley asks, if you could nuke any state, region, city,
Ohio.
what would it be and why?
Ohio.
Okay, why?
It's terrible, and the people that live there are unhappy with their lives. So I'd like to do something for them.
Do you give them a evacuation order? How much time?
Evacuate.
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Yep, they got 7 minutes.
Is there any part of Ohio you maybe give 2 days?
No.
No, it's all the same.
You get 7 minutes. If you
Cincinnati?
can physically jump over the border, you live.
A lot of people from Cincinnati make
Cincinnati
it.
might make it.
You might get to Louisville.
Shout
in
out,
time.
what's your one buddy in Cincinnati? We got to get him out.
Oh, we got
Skyline
Chris.
Chili.
We got a lot.
Chris
I mean,
is
we got
out.
a lot of people. And look,
Oh, we get rid of Skyline? This might tilt my vote.
Yeah.
I got look for the record. I got a lot of friends in Ohio in general. Mostly Cincinnati, but Cleveland
Dayton.
too, and
Columbus.
CXC.
Bowling Green. No, look, I got
Youngstown.
I got friends there. Shout out to all my friends there.
Zanesville.
But I think your state is a misery pit that radiates unhappiness and
Bottom 5.
oh God, we've been through it. But look, it's not. It's exactly.
Shout out to Cleveland Hardcore. You got it. We understand why you make good music.
Hey,
Yes.
Kent, I'm really sorry.
Yes, and I mean, sorry to all of you. They're going to die. But look, we've talked about
He goes to
this.
Chicago
Right?
now, so you can. I don't know shit. Yeah.
The
Franz moved to Brick, so we good.
There you
That's
go.
your family.
Have we
Yeah,
ta-
tell Jim Tomey to get out of there. We'll be fine.
we've talked about Samurai Executioner.
No, go. For
Okay,
it.
so Samurai Executioner, the manga.
Oh yeah.
The idea, right? He's an executioner. The idea is
Got it from the name.
You're not.
All right, here's this thing. It's called Samurai Executioner. He's a samurai who's an executioner. Stick with me. I know it's heady stuff. Yeah.
He's not.
That's the elevator pitch. So now here's the next thing.
The idea is you're not punishing the man when you chop his head off. You're separating him from his sins. You know what I mean? Like, and so
you're
So that's what we're doing. We're separating.
from-
So Ohio, I'm not. This is not like I hate Chicago or I hate fucking Ohio and I want you all to be in pain. No, this is for you. You know what I'm saying? Like this,
we're
I'm
improving.
doing this for you.
Okay.
It's like a mercy killing.
Exactly.
Euthanasia.
Exactly.
He's in Ohio.
Exactly.
Yeah. What
What nuke
Yeah.
any state, region, city? What would it be and why?
would be the goddamn District of Columbia?
I know.
Is they fucking up?
They're fucking up.
Yeah, that Brett Kavanaugh thing's fucked up.
Oh, dude. It's
We don't
so
get a lot
disheartening.
of time, but
no, but I would
he
go.
just got
DC.
he just got put in.
Yeah, I would nuke DC, wipe them all out, and then there would no longer be presidents. I'm going the Joe Rogan route. I feel like the country.
Oh, it all comes back
I
to
know,
Rogan.
yeah, it
Jesus
should be
Christ.
run as a panel
Oh,
Okay.
of the smartest.
like at
people.
Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. So like the guy that wrote like fucking Walking Dead has to say, you know,
Oh
Okay.
Jesus
but
Christ,
no,
Kirkman.
it's like, you know, 5 people, 7 people, the smartest fucking people in the country get the vote.
No.
It's too much for one person.
Right, but I think even a panel, if it's the smartest people, because we don't get the smartest people
Yeah.
currently. If we got the smartest people, I think one of them would develop a way to control the other's minds.
True.
Maybe. But it would still be checks
It's like
and
dinner
balances all the way
for
down.
idiots, right?
With dinner
Is
for
that
schmucks?
Dinner for schmucks.
Yes.
I'm controlling you. Oh,
You-
we need to watch
dude.
that. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. It's
Is it Ben Stiller? I mean,
no, it's Steve Carell.
Carell. What's the dude? Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Paul Ant-Man.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Paul
Hank
Ant-Man.
Pym. Scott Lang.
Yeah.
No, it's and what's the fat dude from
Zach Galifianakis.
Zach Galifianakis?
Okay.
Dude, it is so
Do they
funny.
control each other's minds?
No,
well, so the whole-
Galifianakis does. Yeah.
Yes, the premise is there's this like business, like this company that has this
Dinner
dinner
for-
every month.
Dinner
that they-
party.
Like so, their employees have to bring like the most ridiculous person.
Okay.
So Steve Carell,
Is-
whatever
yeah.
his deal is, he makes dioramas with
Dead
Respect.
dead mice that he finds.
Oh.
They're called mousterpieces.
Okay, yeah.
So it'd be
Which
like.
I believe is a real thing. To be
Is
honest,
it?
yeah.
So it would be like the Last Supper, and all
Mice.
they'd all be mice. So they bring him, But then there's other people in
There's
it.
other people who
Sal
outdo him.
Galifianakis thinks he can like tell somebody.
And Galifianakis cuckolds Steve Carell.
right.
No shit.
And
Yes.
he goes, tell me I can eat your pudding. And he kept making him say it.
Yeah.
And then you realize later on that his pudding is the nickname that Steve Carell had for his wife. It's fucked. Dude, it's so funny.
I'll watch it.
It's really funny.
So,
Shout out
Nuke
Steve Carell.
DC. All right, so I would do my
To our
answer
boy
too.
Steve Carell.
Let me think of one that's not that. Man, any region. Where did they get real mad about us talking about them? I'm trying to remember.
Don't provoke them so they
No,
beat
no,
me up.
No. You know what? Let's nuke. Oh, you know what? For a long time, I said nuke LA north of Long Beach. Just get rid of it. Not interested. But I do like LA.
interesting.
I do like LA. Man.
Silicon Valley, maybe? Or
No, let's
Elon Musk's house.
he's all right. I'm not.
I don't have the same
I don't know.
animosity.
Dude, all of a
towards-
sudden, he became persona non grata.
yeah,
I know, real quick.
Look, people love you till they don't. You know what I mean? That's
They're
the way
all
that goes.
villains. Villain.
Yeah.
Elon Musk became the fucking Papa John's. Where's Papa John live? Wherever he lives. Let's nuke
He's
him.
gotta
Okay,
be-
fuck it. He's
yeah.
done.
Yeah, peace, Papa.
I'm guessing he lives in Michigan. That seems like a Michigan guy to me.
He does. You know what?
Michigan, like that's
We're getting.
where
You know
Domino's
what?
is from.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm nuking Michigan, but the UP stays. And if you live in Michigan,
Wow.
you can go. And this is happening since DC's gone, Ohio is gone, and the Lower Peninsula of Michigan is gone. You can either move south, help out Gary, Indiana. Let's
Right.
make that
Or
let's make
move
that
up to
better,
Windsor.
or move up to the upper UP, or you can get into Canada. I like that part. Ontario is beautiful.
Yeah.
So goodbye.
I got bad news. Sorry, Louisville.
Oh no!
Influx?
Papa John's owns an
No, you know what? I can't do it.
$11 million mansion in Louisville.
I'm
Look,
not nuking Louisville.
I don't want to.
Rajon Rondo is from Louisville.
I don't
and
wanna-
we're not nuking Louisville.
I don't think I'm talking out of turn. Louisville is stepped on enough that an
Yeah.
$11 million place in Louisville
You could
might.
probably just nuke that.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
enough.
Can we clear that out? Can
Yes.
we? The rest of Louisville's okay?
Yes.
Right, like if
Yes.
As long as Rajon Rondo is okay, I'm
He's
good.
fine. He's
Rick
fine.
Pitino could be
fine.
visiting for all we care. We don't really give a shit about that.
Papa John's out.
Right, Papa John's,
Okay.
Rick Pitino out.
With extreme prejudice, we've
Mr.
exterminated.
John.
Knocked loose
We've-
and
Michigan, you just got saved.
right,
Yeah.
knocked
Dis-
loose, a miracle drug. They get to live.
Okay.
And
Detained
they're-
in Mackinac City are okay. Everyone, don't worry.
But the
All right.
but the Papa John's fiefdom is dead.
Yeah, it's got to be so gigantic. It's probably
You're welcome, America. This was
Yes.
Axe to Grind.
Thank you.
Peace.